Billy Football, the Neanderthal. He's trying to get elected. He's obsessed with my erections. Doesn't verify sources. He'd be a shitty detective. He's a deviant like his septum. Goes deep inside frogs' rectums. He's not all that bright, but he's all over the spectrum.
That shit was actually fired up.
PFT, I would like to retroactively apologize for ruffling a burrito in front of the mic when you were trying to do an ad read a couple years ago. I never understood how bad that was until
A couple years
recently.
ago.
You know what, Billy? This is growth.
Yeah.
No, but
He's thought about it to this day.
I just remembered doing it like when I first started back with Part of My Take, and you were like, dude, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, like what the hell? And then I now years later, and that just reminded me.
You realize how bad it was.
Billy's going to
bad.
start apologizing from 2017 on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else in 2017 you want to get off your chest?
Oh, I'm sorry for leaking your number, but I said that in the moment.
Yeah, thank you.
But I
Appreciate
still
that.
think it was your thumb, not your penis, but it makes
Okay.
the content better.
All right, cool. All right, welcome back to Macrodosing. We'll leave that part in. Billy apologizing for 2017. It is Thursday. It's April 4th today. And we got the whole squad here. We got Arian, Billy, Big T, and me in studio, Mad Dog McKenzie behind the glass. Pumped to be back. We're going to be doing rap beefs, a lot of different rap beefs that we'll be discussing today. So right off the bat, let's just get into the show because we got a lot to talk about today. Jumping into Billy's list, the first thing Billy sent over, this is huge. So we talked about the Shohei Ohtani stuff, Billy, and you sent over this article. I think this might be the biggest article in the history of sports.
How is this not getting picked up more?
So, Billy, can you explain what the article is?
So the article is saying that there's evidence that Shohei Ohtani was placing bets on Penn State baseball. Now, this was on onwardstate.com, Penn State News by Penn State student blog.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but for those that don't have a fucking clue what you're saying, and enlighten them, because I definitely know what you're talking about.
Oh, Shohei Ohtani
I don't
is
know.
wrapped
I
up
don't
in a
know.
huge gambling scandal.
Oh,
I
Arian
think
wasn't
Arian's
here.
been gone for all this.
Yeah.
Okay, so very quick rundown. The best player in baseball, global superstar, his interpreter, $4.5 million went missing from Shohei Ohtani.
You got to kill him.
And the story has changed a couple times. It went from his interpreter was $4.5 million in the whole gambling, and Shohei gave it to him to cover his debts. Then they changed their story to the interpreter stole it. So they're currently investigating. Nobody really knows what exactly happened.
And by currently investigating, I mean the federal government is doing this big gambling probe into this gambling ring in California. Shohei is a small part of that because they found the wire transfer. But Shohei is saying that his interpreter stole $4.5 million from him, but he has not pressed charges yet. So that's a big question mark.
Isn't all this traceable? Like, there's like wire money transfers of that.
Well, yeah, that's how they know he did it, or that the money came out of his account at least.
So, but no, I'm saying, so if that's what IP addresses and shit is, right? So like if he's saying I did the shit, right? We can easily track where your location was when that wire transfer went out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like all this is traceable. Like why is this?
They'll be able to figure it out. But if they don't get actual like police or law enforcement involved, then who knows what's going to happen with that investigation? Because the crime right now that Ohtani is accusing his interpreter of is stealing money out of his account. But they're not going to investigate where all that came from and whether or not it was stolen unless Ohtani presses charges.
Arian, I don't want to blame you for anything, but in the time that we did have to explain that, this whole thing was ruined because Billy figured out what happened.
Yeah, Billy figured out that the article that he sent to us was an April Fool's joke.
Honestly, I didn't really. This is one of those things where I'm throwing lobs, and I'm like, oh, like you guys will have stuff to talk about in this because I don't really give a fuck. Like, of course, he's gambling on sports, and then you realize. So it was in my Google News curated thing. So this is Google's fault.
Billy,
This
was it the fact that this, what would be the number one story in the world, was only reported on the Penn State student newspaper, or the April Fools listed right above the headline?
Honestly, I saw it. I saw it pop up in the Google News sheet, and I was like looking, and I thought it was on sports. So I like put it up, and I was like, but if it was on Google News, so Google News got. I was just throwing it in there for you guys.
Billy didn't
I
get
thought
got.
you guys.
I didn't get got.
This was the
Google
first time. This was the first time I opened it. I was leaving that for you guys to, like, one of the topics you guys could talk about. Because honestly, baseball, inside baseball, Shohei Ohtani, like, that's not my wheelhouse. That was your guys' wheelhouse. So, I'm glad you guys found it.
Yeah, I low-key fucked it up. My bad.
Wait, so whose fault? It's our fault for caring about this story to the point where Billy is sending us news articles about it. It's also Google's fault.
Is Google or us number one in the
Oh,
fault
no. I'm
rankings?
not blaming you guys all. It's Google. I'm actually mad at Google for several reasons right now.
Okay.
But we can I might be suing Google in the future, but
PFT,
Good luck with that, Billy.
Would you like me to read
Yeah.
the editor's note in this story?
Yeah, I would be.
This story
What's
is
the
part of
editor's
Onward
note?
State's April Fool's Day series. It is satirical, meant for entertainment, and not to be taken literally. Any quotes were made up for the purpose of this post.
I did not read that before I realized it was fake. Once I realized it was Penn State News by Penn State student blog, and I was reading, I was like, what the fuck? Then I looked up the face of Major League Baseball, because honestly, I hadn't read about the story. I just wanted you guys to get into it.
I got fooled for you guys.
Yeah. Billy's the sacrificial lamb.
I
Billy's
didn't look at it. But
Billy's a lot like Jesus.
what I really want to talk about is Stefon Diggs to the Texans, because I thought that was a big news story.
But
Like, that's
you
huge.
had to make us talk about Ohtani because we cared about it, but not you.
I really don't give a fuck about the Ohtani news. Baseball, like, I like going to the games. I'm not into baseball. Call it what you want.
Let's call it you not being into baseball.
I didn't read the article.
Yep.
Which you just-
Fact.
Yeah. I own up to that. I just
Hey,
thought that it
you
was in
are
a list of
funny motherfucker, Billy.
what. Okay, but now this is like, let's not get weird here. I literally just like put a Shohei Ohtani story on the
Let's
list.
not get weird, guys.
Because
It was story number 1 in Billy's list. it was the first one. Most important thing. I am interested to hear about Billy's lawsuit against Google. I'm sure that'll be lucrative for you.
You have a lawsuit against Google?
I don't, but we might be getting there. I'll divulge probably in the coming weeks. But Stefon Diggs to the Texans.
Wait, you can't say about to sue Google and then just move on to a fucking wide receiver trade, bro. Like what's the?
Well, he said he's not divulging yet, Arian.
They're not.
Why would you
updating-
bring it up? What are you doing?
Oh, well, one, they put in this article in Google News, and two, they've been putting out fake new, like, their information online isn't accurate when it comes to stuff like congressional districting or other things. So there was a lot of confused people that I've been dealing with.
So you're gonna sue him?
Yeah, because I'm pissed.
Okay.
I probably won't, but I'm pissed.
You're just mad at Google.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're going to see if Josh Allen is the man. We're going to see if he can make other players better soon. And if that's a challenge as a quarterback you really want to see, and, you know, let's see if the Super Bowl window is closing.
So, yeah, it says Stefon Diggs was traded to the Texans. There are people saying that this is the Texans right now, what they're doing will be studied as an example of what franchises should do for years to come. And by that, they mean hoping that the team that drafts a quarterback ahead of you in the draft really screws it up, and then you get a much, much better quarterback with the second overall pick, and then build around that quarterback. So the Texans, it seems like they're doing all the right things, but it's also way too early to say the Texans will be studied for years to come as being like the exemplary idea of what to do building an NFL roster. It's like building a team around a quarterback that's on his rookie contract that's a smart thing to do. Yes, I will give that to them. But they also haven't played their second season with CJ Stroud yet. So we'll see what happens there. But it is exciting, I guess. I don't think Stefon Diggs is clearly like a number one top of the line receiver in the NFL anymore. I could be wrong about that. I think both teams will be fine. Would they get like a second round pick next year?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of low for his skill set, but I mean I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
second round for I would say you give him a good quarterback, he gonna get you like 1,200 yards, maybe more. Depending on the circumstances. Like that's a second round pick. Like what?
I mean, he is. How many guys go for even a second though? Like, when you're trading guys for picks, you usually don't get a first or second. And he's 30.
That's more of a running back cap than it is a wide receiver.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying
This
you
is
fall
like-
off a cliff at 30, but
But I'm saying
like,
this is his prime. This is like 30 to 33. Like I would say, especially what he. I don't think he's like I said. I don't think he's a number one. But you can get Pro Bowl level, production from him. I just don't think that's. I feel like that's worth more than a second round pick.
I
Second
don't
round picks is
remember the
like-
last guy that got traded where the team got at least a second round pick. I'm sure there are some. I just don't remember who the last guy was.
there was a quarterback that was traded, Sam Darnold.
He got a second?
I think so. I think the Panthers gave up a second round.
Okay, well, one, that's insane, but
Yeah.
two, that's also a quarterback.
Yeah, but like a position player rarely happens.
Maybe it should have changed. When I was in the league, like I remember guys like who were like top tier. It was like a first and a third, like really top tier guys, and then like a first or maybe like a first and a second and stuff like that. Like I remember that was the rumblings.
Jamal
I'm-
Adams, the Seahawks gave up
Two first rounds,
yeah, a
right?
ton.
That was dumb.
That's probably the last guy to get like that big of a haul in picks.
Yeah, that was real dumb. So I don't think that Stefon Diggs. Let's see, he had about 1,200 yards last year, 1,400 year before, 1,200. He's been very consistent.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and you get him like. So here's another thing. So I was on I know the I Am Athlete podcast. This was years ago, right? And they were having this conversation, and these niggas was on my bumper. I got fan back. Niggas was tweeting me for days because of this shit. Because I was like, I don't think Josh Allen is like a top tier quarterback. I think he's like in that right underneath that top tier. So like when you talk about like a Patrick Mahomes, a A-Rod, stuff like that, like there's like a top tier quarterback. And I think Josh Allen's like right below that. Would you agree or disagree with that assessment?
Disagree.
Yeah, I just don't see.
I think that your take is aged well.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. I said this
Yeah.
when he was like a rookie, and they was like, no, he's the what. And everybody thought I was hating on Josh. I was like, I don't hate on anybody. Like I don't give a fuck about you personally. It's not personal. It's just my assessment of your talent. That's just my opinion, obviously. But like, I didn't see him like. I don't see him like as a Patrick Mahomes or like a Tom. They were putting him in like Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, like in that conversation. I'm like, how are y'all having this conversation? I don't understand.
I
The
don't
only-
think he's at that level, but like, how many teams would currently trade their quarterback for Josh Allen? Like 20?
Yeah, majority of them.
8, 9.
Majority of them. But like, I don't think he's not gonna win you a Super Bowl by himself. You need to put talent around him in order for him to be successful, in my opinion.
I think he could though. Like the only thing is,
I don't think
it
so.
sucks he has to go up against Patrick Mahomes all the time. Like the biggest knock against Josh Allen is that he is not Patrick Mahomes.
I don't think so. So like I think he's young right now, right? So all that running shit is gonna be that's fantastic. But like with every running quarterback, black, white, like you have to develop in a way that I think is more conducive to like spreading the ball around. I'm not saying he can't. I just don't think that's his go-to, right? And so like I just don't see that. Like I don't see him as a top tier picking defenses apart. I don't see that.
I love Josh Allen, and I'm going to agree with Arian on this unless we see some great, like some actual serious results in the next couple of years. I got vaccinated to meet Josh Allen. Huge Josh Allen fan, but
Thanks, Billy.
that's
Great
the
job.
only reason
Great
I got
job.
vaccinated.
Lib.
Literally. But he's gotten too arm confident and gotten into situations that have turned into turnovers because he tries to be Superman. I mean, I literally remember like one time, like we were on Part of My Take, and I was like, his technique and his throwing form and discipline sort of degraded because he wants to be Patrick Mahomes. Literally, if he wasn't so wild, stuck in the pocket, and I don't want to say put this out there, but he's kind of gotten a little Carson Wentzy with all his turnovers. I mean, if you've seen him in some of the games he struggled, like against the Jets sometimes, it was because he was trying to be Superman and was sort of getting wild. I hate to, say it because I root for Josh and I want him to take this as like man to man. I played pro football in Africa. So, we're kind of on the same level. No, just kidding. But he needs to sit in the pocket, make decisions, break down defenses, and sort of play quarterback and not try to play Patrick Mahomes. Because sorry, Josh, you're not Patrick Mahomes. You don't have that crazy next level talent. You got to win games by working hard, being a grinder, making the right reads. You're not going to be able to go off platform and make some crazy play and do a 3/4 slant, a 3/4 slot throw and, be a gunslinger like that. You got to be a game manager more because you are a playmaker and there'll be time to make those plays, but you need to be a game manager and make the dink and dunks and, get that level of game
Are you
to
talking
get
to
to the
him?
next level.
You're talking to him like, one, he's gonna listen to this, but two,
He will. Yeah.
but like two, like
his quarterback
he's
coach.
he's a son of yours that you're disappointed in.
I'm a
that
fan.
just hasn't reached his potential in his classroom.
Billy,
like,
I don't even,
I'm a
I don't
fan.
even know where to start with telling you how wrong you are.
This is crazy.
Are you? You
It's
guys
crazy.
are delusional
Billy,
if you think
the Bills
that I'm not-
started.
Oh, we're
Billy, the
delusional.
Bills started winning football games last year when he started to run more.
You're running for Congress.
that's
he's
that's
so-
never going to be sustainable, though. This is what I'm saying.
That's
It's been
exactly.
sustainable. Like you don't tell
All right.
the second you tell Josh Allen to chill out and stop trying to make awesome plays is the second you lose everything that's good about Josh.
I
Allen.
don't. No, I don't. Think,
No.
I think so. So like, I think you'll have your rare unicorns like a Ben Roethlisberger, right? To where like that style of play will continue to go on. But the data show that running quarterbacks of that caliber tend to wear down over the years and become less and less effective. And so he could be like that. That could be the case. But I don't see him as having the arm, like, and the mental.
He's got an insane arm.
Brother, relax, man. Let me get
I
the
know you're
takeout
vouching
before
for
you
your
hop
boy.
on his balls, bro. Relax, G.
No, I'm gonna
Let me get the
perch.
tickle. Look,
I'm
okay,
perching.
all right. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to just gargle all way, and then I'm gonna finish my point. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna glaze Josh Allen real
If
quick.
you really loved
Hold
him,
on,
you
let him.
wouldn't
Let
Billy,
him
like
this is
him.
my
hold
30
on.
seconds to nut on
give him
Josh Allen.
30 seconds to just gargle. Go.
Okay, Josh Allen is definitely a top tier quarterback. He's definitely.
Wait.
I would say-
I'm gonna time this.
Okay, here we go.
Ready? Go.
Josh Allen is a top 5 quarterback. He's tall. He looks good in shorts. He's got a rocket arm, and he's tall, and he's awesome, and he's got a great arm. And anybody that says that he's like not as he doesn't have the arm talent Mahomes has, okay, that's really tough to say. Like which one of those two has the better arm talent? Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback, better decision maker at times than Josh Allen. Josh Allen has the best arm, I think, in the entire NFL. He's got a crazy arm. Saying he can't make off-platform throws. Billy doesn't watch ball. His point's invalid. Josh Allen makes incredible off-platform throws. His game-changing
all right. That's 30
ability is
seconds.
incredible.
That's
and
30
people
seconds.
should-
I gave you 30
study
seconds.
Josh
I
Allen
gave you
for
30
10
Yo,
I gave you 30
stop glazing. You loved him. You would stop glazing.
Hold on. Let me finish my point. Now that I gave you 30 seconds to gargle, you get wipe your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Get off the sides. You know what I'm saying? Because it's leaking.
It's in
Now,
your hair, bro.
now that you're done, I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback. So before I get all these Josh Allen fans with Sperry's on in my DMs, that's not what I'm saying, bro. You way better than I don't want to hear. I'm not saying that. The man is a talented quarterback. But the premise was, is he a top tier quarterback? You just made my point for me. I don't think he is. And the reason why they're top tier quarterbacks is what Patrick Mahomes proved this last season. He can win without a supporting cast. He will get it done. I don't think Josh Allen's in that category to win without a supporting cast. That's to me what makes a quarterback top tier. He can take you to where you want to go without having top tier players. I don't think Josh Allen is there.
You don't think Travis Kelce is a top tier player?
Absolutely.
Oh, interesting.
I'm gonna be honest.
I mean,
I think
hang
Travis
on. Are you going to pretend like the rest of that receiving core was
It
garbage?
was garbage. Yes.
Well,
Correct.
that's what I'm saying, brother. We could run the take back if you want to. Me and you both had this take at the beginning of last season. I was like, I don't think the Chiefs The Chiefs may make the playoffs, but I don't think they'll get past the first round. It was like the first couple games when we had this take. Y'all pulled my receipts and you were like, Aaron, I think you're correct. And the reason why we said that and agreed was because their receiving core was so poor that I found it hard to believe that they could win with that group. And my God, if he didn't make them motherfuckers better and prove me wrong, that is impressive. But to me, that's what top tier quarterbacks do. That's the A tier. The tier below that is like, if you get players in a certain position, they will take you to where you want to go. But you need those spots. I think you need defensive breaks, and you need a lot of things to happen, and you need a lot of things to go in your way. Yeah. That's my thing. I'm not saying he's not amazing Pro Bowl and can be all pro. That's not what I'm saying. But there is a level that I don't think he's at. Like when you mentioned him with Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, like those kind of, I don't think he's that. I just don't.
Okay, I would agree that he's not Patrick Mahomes. I would agree that he's not Tom Brady. Like those guys have
top tier.
Peyton Manning,
that's
multiple Super Bowls. I get that. I guess our definition of top tier is a little bit different. I was thinking top tier is like top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now.
Oh yeah. He's in that conversation. Yeah.
Okay, I would say that's top tier. Your tier just starts a little bit higher. You have like, how many top tier quarterbacks are in the NFL right now?
I mean, I have to go through this, but so when I say top tier, like it would be a relative scale. Like if you're talking about in the NFL right now,
yeah,
to your point, right? But what I'm saying is the way I would gauge it is you can't put Patrick Mahomes in the same tier as Josh Allen. You can't do that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
That's my only point. And I'm not that distinction does not discredit Josh Allen's talent. I think he's talented as fuck. But like when you start to break down the nuances and the reasons as to why Patrick Mahomes is a little bit better, the gap widens. That's my point.
Yeah, Josh is not in the same tier as Mahomes, Brady, Manning, historically. I agree.
Patrick Mahomes is a bad influence on Josh Allen.
This shit, I don't know what he's talking about. Like,
no, because
you're asserting his mental. Who knows?
No, I know, but like, he needs to refine his game. Look, when he's running around stuff, it does win games. Quarterbacks taking hits and running down the field when they got nothing and there's not that many men in the box, that does win games. That does get yards. It's great. That's why when you really need a win at the end of the seasons and he's doing that, it paid out because he wasn't doing as much at the beginning of the season. And I know PFT's like, you don't know ball, but you can only do that late in the season when you've like shown on tape that you might not be doing that. And then you could take those chances in the playoffs. And he didn't have any turnovers in the playoffs. I don't think, at least not interceptions. So he was refining his game in the playoffs. But if he's going to progress, he's not he takes hits and that isn't sustainable. He's a big body. He's a big target. He's not fast. Like he's not as shifty as Lamar Jackson where you can run like that and, lean away hits and not take hits. He gets direct shots. And yes, he might win those one-on-one collisions, but that still takes a toll.
You're 1,000% correct in that assertion, in my opinion. There are quarterbacks where that has worked for in the past, right? But you're talking about the exception, not the rule, right? When you talk about your Steve Youngs, when you talk about your John Elways, your Ben Roethlisbergers, right? Who are all Hall of Fame quarterbacks, but there's a tier of quarterbacks above them that I would consider. And even those cats that I mentioned, they all had like Hall of Fame level weapons all the time. And so that's my only point. He's a great talent, dog. I just think that level historically is not sustainable. Can it happen? Yeah, it can. It's just not smart. Like we used to tell quarterbacks all the time, yo, get your ass down. Like, bro, them niggas, they be lifting all day, every day. You sitting in the quarterback room drinking coffee and shit. Get your ass down.
Yeah,
I
Cam
agree.
Newton's a perfect example. He took so many hits that his shoulder he wasn't able to make the precise throws and the consistent throws because he was so banged up.
Mm-hmm. Like I remember we was in the league. Cam was in the league, and like he was always in the running with us for had the most touchdowns in the league, right? Yeah. And that was like a plus. But look at Cam Newton. I was like, dog, that shit ain't gonna. But that shit hurts, dog. When you get up in the next morning, you can't walk. And if you and most quarterbacks ain't built like that, dog. Like I'm not built like that. That shit sat me down. It gets you to the point where like I don't want to do this anymore, bro. This shit hurts. It is painful. And like quarterbacks they don't train in the way that running backs do. They don't train like that. They don't brace for impact like that. They're not even allowed to hit like that in practice to start to develop that hit muscle. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like I'll get it 20 times. If a quarterback got hit like that 20 times, 30 times a game, you're gonna have a very short career because you ain't built like that. Not disrespectfully, just like physiologically.
Yeah, it literally has to do with the muscle mass required to have sustainable like injury prevention versus the flexibility required to throw with efficiency and consistency. Like a bodybuilder, right? Isn't like a bodybuilder with huge shoulders with low flexibility and movability is going to get less shoulder tears, small rotator cuff tears because they have lack of mobility that prevents that huge movement that might cause a tear. Whereas a quarterback needs flexibility, longer, lower muscle mass. Like Tom Brady talked about lengthening muscle, not building muscle. But at the same time, that opens you up to greater risk for injury when you're coming into impact of like serious G-force, the car accidents that are every NFL tackle.
Right. So running backs, when they get hit, I imagine that there's a lot of shoulder soreness and shoulder injuries that you play through that a quarterback could not play through if you're getting hit the same way, which is an issue. Listen, I agree that Josh Allen, if he's going to play into his mid to late 30s, not a good idea to get hit as much as he does. But at the same time, Josh, what makes him so great is his legs and his arm. He is kind of like Cam Newton in that way, except I would say that he's a better passer than Cam Newton is, or Cam Newton ever was. And granted, he might not be quite as big as Cam, but he's almost, and he's still dynamic running the ball. The second you tell him to stop running the ball is the second he starts to suck. It's like you got to take the good and the bad with Josh Allen, right?
Bro, did you see Tom Brady talking about running quarterbacks recently? He was like, look, when I ran, it was because I fucked up. It was when I made a wrong read and realized no one would be open and I had to run. And if you look up the clip, it's an amazing clip that just goes to show how the game has changed, where he's saying like, I ran because I shouldn't have snapped the ball because we were in the wrong position. We made the wrong read. I had really fucked up. If running shouldn't be, it should be a last option, really.
Well, yes, when you're Tom Brady and you run like a 5.4 40.
Yeah, but if you're going to make the next level, right?
Billy, respectfully, you don't have top tier speed like me. Okay? We can watch it on tape. I understand from your perspective why you would never want to run with the ball.
You got dust. You got to own that shit, dog.
That's bullshit to the highest degree, and I can't believe you're even citing that poppy. I can't believe you're citing that legit corruption to the highest level as an accurate measure of anything. I can't believe of course you would because you won. Of course you would because you won that absolute disgrace of a competition when I should have won. You robbed me of money that it's ridiculous. It's fine.
I didn't take any money, Billy.
It's fine.
I gave my $5,000 back, and I said give Billy $500.
You can take your false reality and shove it up your ass because the fact that you're even literally
the stopwatch said I beat you in a 40-yard dash.
You can stop that stopwatch.
And I crushed you in the vertical leap.
This false reality that you live in, that you
talk about the vertical
yourself
leap.
Is I don't care about that. And the fact you're even citing that is totally disqualified your opinion on
anything. About the vertical leap, Billy.
On anything.
Yeah, you know what? You can have the vertical leap, but whatever. It's I'm
explosive.
But you just got exploded on by Josh Allen.
No,
they go take a shower. It's in your hair.
They call me IED commenter because that's how explosive I am.
Because you're self-destructive. But anyway, going on.
Nice little spar going on right now.
Yeah, there's also a lot of I know you are, but what am I could be putting out there, but I'm not. For the record, I'm not.
No, you could, but you're citing that ridiculous competition. But anyway, Josh Allen is amazing. He's awesome. I love to see it. I just wish you would take that maturing step to be like, all right, let's get back to basics. Let's, because the thing is, I'm guilty of getting wild when playing quarterback. That was something that happened to me. I literally went from junior year of high school where it was all precision, discipline. And then I was working out all off season and I thought I was Superman and I was running people over. And it actually was a detriment to the office at one point. And that's a very micro level situation, but it applies to all football. Like people get less disciplined the more they're in the league, and he just needs to maintain that discipline in order to like take that next step.
All right, Billy,
In the quarterback play, because they get confidence.
Billy,
Do
give me
you
your top.
use Moose or gel, Billy? Because your shit is
It's
really,
fire.
it's combing over right now. I just want to say, is it Moose or gel?
It's
Every-
gel. It's
Every
gel.
Billy
Actually, no, it's
accusation is a
pomade.
confession because he looks like
It's pomade.
Cameron
it's pomade.
Diaz. It's what?
It's pomade.
What's pomade?
It's like it's a little bit of both. I'm
Like-
actually
Some may
I'm
refer to
coming
it
out
as
of the
pomade.
rain.
Like made by somebody from the lower class?
Le Pomme. No, I just got out of the rain, so my hair's a little wet because I've been trying to get these signatures, and just it's the last day, and I'll be heading out after this.
Grinding.
Yeah, trying. I mean, but
All right, wait, Billy.
where
give me your,
what where
give me
were
your
we?
top. Billy, give me your top 5 quarterbacks then.
Top 5 quarterbacks of all time? Okay,
No,
we're
right
gonna
now.
get-
Right now.
right now. Oh, right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, right now we got Patrick Mahomes.
Number 1. Do it in order.
We go Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen is in the top 5, of course.
Okay, do it in order.
I'd actually put Josh Allen at 3.
Okay.
Might skip 2.
Because he wants
I
to find
skipped
somebody
two.
that he
Doing
thinks is
prime
better
numbers.
than Josh
Got
Allen.
you.
No, but I'm gonna actually put Aaron Rodgers is 2. And the thing is, I don't know if he's 2 right now, but he's 2 for me. He's 2 for
Okay.
me.
Does this hatred of Josh and love of Aaron have anything to do at all with you being a Jets fan?
Dude, I can't believe you haven't fucking picked up on it. Of course.
Okay.
like if he's performing, and it's a little bit like he's had terrible games against the Jets. And those are games I've watched intensely and seen like, how are we going to stop this guy? And when Josh starts freaking out, I'm like, oh yeah, we got him. He's like, chickens out the coop and the fox is chasing him. He's trying to make a play for the trees, but he might not get there.
All right, so Billy, you got vaccinated to meet Josh. Would you get unvaccinated to meet Aaron Rodgers?
Yes, if I could. I think I am. I did the dandelion. I took.
How do you get unvaccinated?
Billy,
Dude,
Billy,
you know
did the
how many
dandelion.
unvax methods there are, like T-cell what are they called? T-cell therapies where they try detoxes, where they try to detox you of the bad T-cells for the vaccine. They're actually hilarious. Look them up. There's all these people online who like have explanations on how to do it.
Sound like giggity cat.
It's definitely, I don't know if they work. They're all homeopathic, as they say, but it's hilarious. Like, let me look up.
My number 1 quarterback in the NFL right now is Kirk Cousins.
Hell yeah.
I think he's the most lucrative quarterback.
He got
He
to
is.
figure it out. Whatever the fuck he's doing, and like, if fuck around, I'm gonna be Christian, nigga. Like this nigga's got to figure it out, bro. This nigga keeps getting bagged, bro. Let me start praying this shit. I'm going to church with you when I come to Chicago, Big T. Find us one, baby.
You'll
Raise 'em.
start shopping at Kohl's.
All
Yeah.
that. Whatever he doing, I'm doing. I'm gonna start combing my shit over. You do comb over too, don't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
grow
lot
it
like
out,
Billy.
grow it out, comb it over. Praise him. Get this bag.
He is great at getting paid. Shout out to his agent. I need to get his agent. All right, so 1, Patrick Mahomes. 2, Aaron Rodgers. 3, Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'd put
Round
him
out
as
your top 5.
3.
Where you got Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts, I like. I think that he's used effectively, but at the quarterback position, and remember we had that conversation, Arian, about how you put Rodgers as the GOAT, just not because of accolades, but of ability. I don't think Jalen Hurts is there ability-wise, but I think
Top
he's
5 in the league?
I don't think he's top 5.
We got 2 more to name. What?
The thing is,
I think Jalen Hurts is top 5 in the league right now, bro.
I think he could be 5 or 6. Let's just give him 5 for this conversation.
Okay.
The thing is, there's an argument for Jared Goff. I know that's crazy. But like, let me get like, there's even an argument for Russell. Like, let's just
There's no-
Wait.
I need to look at the
Wilson?
statistics.
My my Josh Allen take is getting better by the
Yeah.
second.
No.
As
Yeah,
Billy
we-
Well,
finishes
hold
his
on.
list.
It's not. Because whatever he got going over there is what he got going on over there, right? What about
But-
Justin? Was it Herbert?
Yeah.
I got two other young guys.
Yeah, Justin Herbert. Joe Burrow, maybe
Yeah.
even.
Yeah, but you gotta. But like,
Oh,
I'm putting in
hotties.
like availability. The best ability is availability.
Because it's off season. Everybody's available right now.
I know, but
And then-
you know,
Two-time MVP out there that Billy doesn't know.
oh, Lamar.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I honestly, yeah. You know what? The thing is, I'll put Lamar at 4. Lamar 100% at 4.
we just spoon fed this nigga's entire top 5.
Well, if you give me the thing is, I'm really breaking it down and trying to think about it. I mean, you
I'm
want to
trying
think
to
about
win a
the team.
congressional
You said
race here.
Russell
You guys want
Wilson,
to talk
bro.
about
That's,
quarterback.
that's crazy.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I haven't had my mind on football. I'm sorry.
Billy
Russell
Connors.
Wilson is barely in the top 5 quarterbacks on the Steelers.
I've been reading legislation. Who'd you say?
What, you said you're reading legislation?
Yes, dude. I'm
For what?
literally studying like 2 hours a day.
While we podcasting, he's got the Constitution pulled up.
Billy, do you have a pocket constitution?
Yes, I
it.
do. I do.
I always love it when guys
It's-
carry that around.
Hey, the nigga John Stewart said that shit the other day because some dude really did pull out a Constitution. He says, "I keep my Constitution right here by my heart," and John Stewart says, "Well, I keep my heart by my Constitution."
These are literally right next to my bed every
oh my
night.
God, it went full Republican.
Oh, he's got the Bible and the Constitution.
I literally just like I look up things to read because
You
know,
cross reference. You cross.
I do. I
cross-reference.
cross.
This is what Jesus said, and this is what the founder said, and you see how
Well, there's
much
a lot of
alike they are.
correlation. Well, you
Of
try to
course there
find
is.
that base belief and then
common
help
thread.
it dictate your own decisions. I mean, honestly,
Kind of like a Venn diagram, and the truth reveals itself in the mirror in the
yeah.
middle.
I mean, look, Kirk Cousins definitely is. You know, he's cashing out doing
I'm
that.
in.
So
I'm in.
like,
I'm in. Is Kirk Cousins a Republican?
For
he-
sure.
I would guess.
I might have to change my whole shit, man.
For
You know, I'm
sure.
tired of this woke shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this
Yeah,
cracking.
yeah.
cracking. You know what I'm saying? Let's get these bags. Let's sell
Let's
out.
go.
Let's go Christian. Let's get these bags, y'all. What do you say?
Enough of these DEI quarterbacks. How about a good old fashioned Kirk Cousins?
USA, that's what I say.
Oh man, that's funny.
dude, there is even. I know this sounds ridiculous.
There's no good quarterbacks anymore because of woke.
Yeah.
There's even an argument for Dak. There's an argument for Dak.
No, Billy.
Yo, your takes
I'm
just it's just like you started. I was
Are
with
you looking at the
We agreed.
statistics?
And then no, look at the statistics.
I mean, numbers can tell you some stuff.
Numbers
sure.
can tell you,
Dude.
maybe like
Josh Allen threw 22 interceptions, or I think more actually.
that's a number that can tell you some
18
stuff.
18 interceptions, 7 fumbles. Dak Prescott had 9 interceptions, 4 fumbles. Turnovers are the biggest impact.
But again,
game.
sometimes like turnover, like I said, numbers can tell you they can be an indicator, but it's not the only thing, right? Because there's
Right.
like sometimes turnovers could be like the ball was there, slipped through the dude's hand, popped up, interception, shit like
Right.
that. And a lot of interceptions can happen when you're behind and you're trying to make a play, trying to force it. So they can be an indicator, but it all depends on the situation, man. Like, so don't dive too deep into numbers when you look at that.
I know, but
Say Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Only person you agree with you is Skip Bayless and the rest of Dallas.
no, but you know, for example, if I were to start a team, a franchise right now, I'd take CJ Stroud for the most for longevity,
I
for
ain't mad at that.
upside. Like
I'm mad at that.
that's what I'm looking at. You know,
So
like I
you-
wouldn't
so-
take a Russell Wilson. Like I like it depends on your criteria. Like what is the 5
legit-
What
ranked?
Legitimately.
what criteria would you
I-
use to justify Russell Wilson being
I
in the top 5?
legitimately have a good time listening to you talk, really. Like, it is so fun. Like, I'm having a blast right now.
It just
No,
depends on
I'm
where you're
curious
looking at it.
because you're talking about like the different things you can evaluate. Which criteria would put Russ Wilson in the top 10?
I mean, he has less turnovers than Dak Prescott, than a lot of the guys we've talked about. I mean,
He also didn't play the last 4 games of the season.
Not necessarily his fault.
yeah,
No, but that would decrease your turnovers, right?
right.
True.
I mean, I don't know. Jordan Love also another guy who I think would be good to start a team with.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
if
not-
we want to talk about
it's not
upside,
outlandish.
like,
But Billy,
I don't know.
honestly, who would you rather have as your quarterback, Josh Allen or Dak Prescott?
Oh, obviously Josh Allen.
Okay.
But we're talking about getting to that echelon of why he isn't in the Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady level, like those, I think there's a better argument for, I think after next season, there'll be a better argument for Lamar Jackson in that echelon.
If he gets like a third MVP?
Yeah. Or he, gets a little more success in the playoffs.
Yeah, okay. So I think the crux of our disagreement seems to be like you're framing it as an all-time great quarterback. Josh Allen does not belong in that conversation. I would agree. I think almost everybody would agree with that.
Yeah. We're agreeing.
He's not in there. But in terms of best quarterbacks in the NFL, I would probably put him. I might put him 2.
Nah, I'm not putting him 2.
I might put him 2. I might go Mahomes. Maybe 3rd because I'll go Mahomes, and then Jaden Daniels, and then Lamar.
Where's Kirk Cousins?
Oh, Kirk Cousins. I think he's exactly number 10.
That's crazy.
I'd like
last
top
for
8.
me. He's number 3. He's number 1. And he's number 6.
All right, good talk. This guy's talking ball. I do think that Diggs is going to be a nice addition to the Texans, but the Texans are so all in right now. There's no team that's going all in like the Texans. They're like, we got an opportunity here.
Shout out to Miko, man, doing his thing, man. But see, Houston has always done this, dog, except for this last part, right? They've always done extremely well building through the draft. They've always, and if you look at the history of Houston, they have drafted winners, dog. I'm talking about Hall of Famers, perennial Pro Bowlers, perennial All Pro people. Like they do that, but then they always let them go, and then they'll never like get high quality free agents. That was always the knock I had with management, but it seems like they turning that shit around. Like
undrafted free agents, they have a great track record with though.
True.
They let the riff-raff in every now and then, you know what I'm saying?
But then they let him walk.
And then they let him walk. But I was atheist then. Now I'm Christian.
Yep. The second coming of Arian Foster.
Yeah.
They're gonna be calling you tomorrow.
Right on time, because as y'all know, it's gonna happen soon. He is coming back.
All right, Billy, what else you want to talk about?
Conspiracy hour. Did China cause the earthquake that hit Taiwan?
Let's go.
People are saying.
Okay.
The only place I thought you guys were going to comment on this link that I sent.
Yeah, because it's from a website called topwar.ru. So it's a Russian website called Top War.
Where did you get this stuff?
Oh goodness.
Look, man, if you're my fingers on the pulse, my ears to the ground, you just gotta read everything.
Ears in the opposite of the ground.
What? My ears to the ground. That is actually a reference to Native Americans hearing hoof steps through vibrations to see when the enemy is coming. That's actually where that expression comes from.
It's a nice tidbit.
I was dying to know that.
People forget that, like your ears to the ground. Why are they doing that? They're listening for vibrations of buffalo stampeding as well. It's actually really cool. I wish I had an ear like that to hear hoofed creatures coming across the grassland.
Spot the devil coming at you.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a big earthquake in Taiwan yesterday. It was tough. It's tough for people of Taiwan, obviously. It's
all right, I gotta ask this, dog, and maybe we can cut this out. But I genuinely, I don't mean it disrespectfully, but just hearing you over the years, it's not because like you could be functioning. I don't. Are you on the spectrum? I don't mean it disrespectfully at all. I'm just dead. Like,
yeah, dude, probably. Have
you ever gotten tested? We don't have to put that in. I just mean
no. I mean, literally, I have a weird. It's actually, I don't mean this to brag. I have a weirdly high IQ when it comes to certain things, but to other things, it's not. Like, people don't believe I got into the college I went into because literally I come off like Yeah, and I have freakish strength too, so like that might be involved.
It's just the way you connect shit. I've just noticed over
I'm
the
really
years.
Now-
smart and I'm really strong.
I
If that's being on the spectrum, then guilty.
so I have an idea of where that came from. And Billy, did you get that from like an old Daniel Tosh joke?
No, dude, it's just come
It's
on.
part of the
like,
spectrum.
It's
No,
just
but
part-
Daniel Tosh talks about you can go find the bit, but I that's the only place I've
It's
ever
not a
heard
bit,
what
I've
Billy is
just-
alluding to.
It's not
I-
a bit. He's just got strength.
Stolen valor.
I've heard it. I've heard it too, Big T.
I don't think it's part. Dude. Look, we're just trying out here. I mean,
Okay, so let's try this out. So there was an earthquake. What was it? A 7.5 that hit Taiwan, or right off the coast of Taiwan. A bunch of buildings collapsed. It was crazy to see. There's a fault line that runs right next to Taiwan, and then Top War Russia says that it might have been China that caused it. Did I get that right?
yes. Once again, I said conspiracy hour, so we're just trying to figure out what's going on. From the deep, there's people on the web who are saying that there may have been charges set in the fault line to cause such a crazy, a high Richter scale event as opposed to a low Richter scale event. People had expected a tremor to come, but nothing as crazy as this.
Okay, how big would the explosion have to be inside a fault to create a 7.0 or higher? Probably pretty big.
Pretty big. I mean, I think you would be co-opting. The thing is, who knows what type of technology is actually going on. I mean, if you saw a nuclear bomb go off, I wonder what that registers on the Richter scale. So like, let's look at Bikini Atoll Richter scale equivalency. Okay. How much? Okay. So the Bikini Atoll was the equivalent of a 3.7.
Mm-hmm.
And that was at the surface of the water, which caused the explosion, the water to go up. So if it was totally under the water and you detonate a bomb double the size of the one in the Bikini Atoll, then you'd probably be looking at that 7 point. Like if I'm imagining that the Richter scale is linear,
The Richter scale is not linear.
it's not linear.
Was it logarithmic?
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you
So
sure?
So like a 7.5 compared to a 7 is a much bigger difference than like a 5 compared to a 5.5.
Oh, because it's circular.
Logarithmic or
Okay.
either logarithmic or exponential. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So the amount of 21,000 pounds of TNT was the Richter. So if you had, yeah, we got to look at that.
I think we just looked at it.
Have y'all
Okay.
have y'all ever been in an earthquake?
I have not. Have you?
Yeah, I've been in a few of them. They're like, I would rather be in any natural disaster than an earthquake. And I haven't been in all of them. I've been in a hurricane before, or we got hit by a hurricane before. Earthquakes are like, and it was nowhere near to the magnitude of this one, but it's so unsettling because there's zero warning. It's like the hurricane kind of know it's coming. You know, like in your hurricane season, whatever the case may be, they show it building up. Tornadoes very similar. Tsunamis, I guess, are kind of different in that sense, but earthquakes are just scary because it's like you're just going on about your day and all of a sudden the walls start shaking and it's kind of like unreal at first. It's everything's surreal. Walls start shaking, shit starts falling off, and like the foundation on which we all stand upon is moving. I don't know if you've ever done shrooms before, but like when the walls start moving, it's kind of scary, right? But that's happening in real life. There's no mushrooms. It's just real. Everything's shaking, and it's just one of the scariest shits. And you can't go anywhere. Like, where you gonna go?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's happened to me. I was at a mall once, and then it happened to me when I was at my house. It's shit's scary, dog.
Yeah, that's wild. And I know in LA they designed the buildings. They have to be earthquake resistant. There's like
Yeah.
a code that they have to meet.
Yeah,
to
LA
have it
is
be, like,
on
pliable.
I think it's the San Andreas fault line,
Yep.
and so that's why they have so many earthquakes over there. But I was in San Diego when I was in mine. That shit was crazy, dog.
Yeah, that doesn't seem wild. I've seen a lot of videos of people like in swimming pools when an earthquake goes off. That's wild because the waves just start going crazy.
Yeah, it starts like going like that. Shit's wild, dog.
Okay.
Crazy.
Earthquake or volcano? Which one would you rather be in?
Okay,
Volcano.
I mean, obviously, I'd rather be in an earthquake. You can't survive a volcano.
Yes, you can. I did.
If
I just did.
well, I guess it would be like
Checkmate.
a checkmate. Yeah, I guess so.
No, it depends on how bad of a eruption the volcano is, and usually you'll know before to get away.
So the Richter scale is base 10 logarithmic.
Yeah, so it's 1,000 times the Bikini Atoll. It wouldn't be just twice a 3-point. So it's debunked. You'd have to have a nuclear bomb the size, like I think larger than the Tsar bomb.
yeah, or the Tsar bomb 2 or whatever. That they never even exploded because it was too heavy to deploy.
Oh,
So-
actually, no, wait. 57 megatons versus 21,000 pounds.
What are we getting to the bottom of here?
All right, so I'm gonna be the dummy and ask you, what does logarithmically mean on the Richter scale? Like, what are you talking about?
So it means that the difference between, for example, difference between a 1 and a 2 is much smaller than the difference between a 2 and a 3. I think 100 times weaker.
So it's not scaled to like exact sizes or whatever.
It goes like, if you're looking at the chart, the line starts to go almost straight up as you're advancing from like a 4, 5, 6, 7. So like a magnitude 8 earthquake is not twice as big as a magnitude 4. It would be like a shitload more than that.
Oh, okay.
Mathematically.
And I guess they're measuring the amount of, I guess, turbulence that it causes, like vibrations.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe the force that's being enacted on the Earth's crust.
Okay, so 21 megatons of TNT equivalent would have to be what would cause a 7.3 earthquake. And that is equivalent to Hiroshima.
Wait, what? You just said that Ivy Mike or the Bikini Atoll bomb
Was 21,000. So 21 million is 21 megatons.
But the Bikini Atoll bomb was much bigger than Hiroshima.
Really?
Yes.
Wait.
We were right a
You're
second
sure of that?
ago. Yeah.
Okay, we'll get the math, but technically there are bombs that could do this.
Wait, I thought that we said that there weren't.
No, because I just looked up the Tsar bomb and it was 3 times as big as the equivalent of 7.3 Richter scale.
Yeah, so Billy, the Bikini Atoll bomb was 1,000 times more powerful than each of the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Okay, we just need to find what's the equivalent to 21. What is a 21 TNT megaton bomb? Because there definitely is one between the Bikini Atoll and the Tsar bomb that we've dropped that is the equivalent to 20 megaton.
And we're sure that could cause a 7.3.
If our math is correct,
So
we'll
we're
have
not
to run the
sure.
numbers. We're not
Okay.
sure, but it does. The thing is, what really gets to is that this earthquake could justify a China intervening in Taiwan in a humanitarian intervention.
So this is from usgs.gov. Can we use explosives to cause small earthquakes in order to prevent having large ones? No. They said no. Even huge amounts of explosive almost never cause even small earthquakes, and it would take hundreds and thousands of small earthquakes to equal a larger one. Even if it could be done, in addition, we wouldn't have any control over the size of the earthquake being created if it worked. Since small and large earthquakes all start out in exactly the same way, it's just not physically possible.
Yeah, so I guess you can measure how big of a like tremor that something registers on the Richter scale from an earthquake or from a bomb, but setting off a bomb inside a fault line would not be enough energy to make the Earth's crust like shift against each other. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of Earth crust that would have to move around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible, man.
There were people saying that China was about to invade Taiwan last night, and I looked into it, and this is another reason why like Twitter's search algorithm is completely fucked. It was everybody saying the same thing, and it was all the fake blue checkmark accounts that are just trying to get impressions and scare people and end up getting more engagement, and then they get paid at the end of the month. But people were like, "Oh, China's about to invade Taiwan," and they had like this alert that there were some ships in the area, there were some planes in the area, and it was like just completely normal stuff that happens with China off the coast of China all the time. But people were trying to scare everybody online, saying that like an invasion is imminent.
Yeah. I mean, that's also what contributed to people being like, oh man, we thought they were going to attack and then there was an earthquake. I mean, what if hypothetically China does have, or China knew the earthquake was coming and had advanced prediction technology and they're now going to use this
Get your
event?
ass, man. What?
We just don't know. We just don't know.
Do you think China would want to help Taiwan?
No, they'd want to help Taiwan to take over Taiwan.
Yeah,
It's
they definitely want Taiwan back for sure.
It's like how Kenya is helping Haiti, but with worse desires. Kenya's sending over troops to help secure Haiti right now.
And what is that bad?
No,
I don't know.
It's like a help, a peace force to help like improve the situation. So you could see something like that happening with China and Taiwan.
Yeah, I don't know if Taiwan would want that though.
Right, but like it may be like, oh, we're coming to help you, and then it's like under the guise of we are helping you, and then it's like, wait a second, they're just straight up invading.
Yeah, I still don't think that Taiwan would allow them like on the island. Like they'd probably say if China comes here, that's an act of war.
Yeah. So who knows?
Okay. There were also like tsunami warnings yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Did anything happen?
With Taiwan and tsunamis?
Yeah, I think I read that Japan had a tsunami watch too.
I don't know if they made landfall.
Those are
So-
scary. That's one natural disaster I have no interest in being anywhere close to. Although the waves don't look that big. When we were growing up, we were always taught like tidal waves, tsunamis, it's going to be like hundreds of feet tall and it's just going to block out the sun and it's going to be crazy and scary. A lot of times they don't look like the waves are even that tall above sea level, but there's just a shitload of water that comes at you and doesn't stop.
Yeah, like
Word?
because everyone sees the beginning. Have you ever seen the video of the beginning of a tsunami where it's like it literally looks like a wave that comes and washes up to your beach chair that just goes too far randomly,
Yeah.
but then it just keeps going and
Yeah.
going and going. And people are like, "Oh, how did this little bit, like 2 inches of water, get into the lobby of the hotel?" And then it just keeps coming and coming, and that's like,
I mean, the
That's
scariest part,
scary.
I think, is before the tsunami hits, when the water gets sucked back into the ocean.
Oh yeah, and it's just like dry land for my fuck that shit.
Yeah.
the tsunami stones in Japan are wild. There's
What are those?
stones in Japan that say build all buildings above this line and they won't get destroyed by a tsunami. And
That's
they
crazy.
come from like thousands of years ago.
Crazy. Okay, what else we got on the list, Billy?
There's a woman in the Netherlands who wants to medically off herself.
Yes.
Okay.
Euthanized. She's
Yes.
28 years old, and she wants to be euthanized because of depression. So she hasn't been euthanized yet. So let's just say that it's not like it's been done. It's a really weird story. So she's 28 years old, and she was told by her psychiatrist that there's nothing we can do. It's never going to get better, which doesn't sound like a great psychiatrist.
That sounds like
at all.
state-sponsored medicine.
At all. And I don't know if she has tried to go to a different psychiatrist, But she's also doing like a lot of media about it and doing interviews about her decision to euthanize herself, which is coming in May. So I don't know what this lady's deal is. It sounds like she's definitely got some severe mental issues. And it also sounds like she needs to talk to maybe another doctor, get a second opinion. Because no psychiatrist in the world should tell you no matter what happens, you're never going to get better.
I mean, what's at least therapists and where went in non-universal medicine, like they have a monetary incentive to keep you alive. I think that's something that is a benefit to not having to have to pay for healthcare, is that there's a monetary incentive to keep you alive. This guy's just like, yeah, you know what? I'm done dealing with, like, I don't get paid enough from the state to get to try to put any more effort in here.
Wait, hold
Yeah.
on. So she wants to off herself. She said she's going to off herself, and she's doing a press run saying they wouldn't let me.
No, she's
No.
doing a press run announcing that she's going to be euthanized in May.
God damn.
Yeah. Because wait, what country is she in again?
The
She's in
Netherlands.
The Netherlands allow medically assisted euthanasia.
Yep.
And it said that last year there were 8,000 people that died
Doing
from
it.
this.
Yeah.
Did it? Partook in it?
Yeah.
Damn. So how do we feel about this?
I think this is why Neuralink has to get going.
Okay, hold on. Let you talk last.
You have to
PFT,
get
what do you feel
you
about
have
this?
you have to get approved for it. So there's a process. Like, it's not like I could just sign up for it. So
Yeah, yeah.
you have a process that you have to go through where they deem you.
So
I
ethically
guess.
though, PFT ethically.
So
ethically,
The government in Netherlands pays for children's health care up to age 18. This woman's 28. But I am in favor of medically assisted suicide. Like, without a doubt. If you're going through severe health issues and you decide that you're in so much pain day to day, like, it's a very personal decision that the government should not have a part in. That's my thing. Like, I'm not saying people should like look to suicide as being an option if there's no actual like severe harm that's coming to you. But I think that if you've known anyone that's gone through bad cancer treatments, that's had a terminal disease that's in its late stages, and they make the decision that they do not want to be in this pain and suffering every single day, I don't think the government has a right to tell you what to do with that. Now,
agreed.
obviously, there should not be people that are just like, okay, I woke up in a bad mood, time to go to the doctor and get a cocktail of barbiturates today because I'm having a bad day. That should not be the case. But like, yeah, if you're sick, if you're dealing with like severe medical issues, yeah, I think that you should be allowed to make that decision for yourself, and the government shouldn't be able to tell you that you can't.
Okay, yeah, I do agree with that. I don't know enough about suicide, right? It's just never been something I've actually looked into. So I was just curious on your take on it, because on its face, that's kind of my stance. It's like I feel like you should be able to do what you want to do with your body. But I know there will be people that abuse it, and just use it as a first option. And I'm sure there's safeguards to try to help people through that process or whatever the case may be. But I just don't know enough about suicide and the rates of like people who at one time felt suicidal and then they came out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I don't say most people have had those kind of thoughts before, right? Well, I don't even make that. Maybe I'm sure there's a good number of people out there who have had those thoughts before, and you came out of it. So I don't know. That's like a tough subject I haven't really looked a lot into.
Yeah, depression seems like something that a psychiatrist should not be like, you have terminal depression.
Right.
You know? Like, their job is to help work with you. And in the Netherlands, there's a national health insurance program. So it's not like nationalized health care, Billy. It's like kind of like Obamacare. It's like, okay, we work with private insurance companies, but we have like federal laws about how you can buy those, and the government negotiates with the insurance companies to try to get lower rates if they can.
Okay. You just see this phenomenon a lot in places with like Canada, where they're like, it's a better option for them to say, hey, here's euthanasia. And the thing is with this is like there's other, like, remember we talked about that woman who had the implant in her brain that sent electrical charges that helped cure depression?
Yeah.
I just, I think there's just way better innovation that we could be looking to besides this uh ultimate irreversible treatment. I mean,
Yeah, no, I agree. If you are depressed, then it's not a good idea. Like obviously, like this is not a good thing to do. But I'm talking about like end of life type stuff. If you have a terminal illness, you're in
right, that's
excruciating
different.
pain. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's yeah. In that case, in like it's your like you're right, but I just feel like it's apparently happening a lot in young people across Europe, that this is being done, and Canada, and it's just something that's kind of like it's we're in a point where this is a better option than trying to improve the future of the world.
So wait,
Yeah.
is it really happening across Europe? Is this like an epidemic of young people that are doing medical euthanasia instead of
Yeah.
treating their depression?
Steph Groenwood, a healthcare ethicist at the Theological University Kampen in the Netherlands, told the outlet, I see the phenomenon, especially in people with psychiatric diseases and especially young people with psychiatric disorders, where the healthcare professional seems to give up on them more easily than before.
Okay, but what I'm saying is like are young people killing themselves with euthanasia across Europe because they're depressed?
I think even without euthanasia.
Right. Suicide obviously is an epidemic that
Yeah.
it's got like a number of causes to it, and that's obviously a different thing than what we're talking about, though.
Yeah. It's started to happen more and more. It's on the rise.
Okay. Do you have any data for that?
Yes. It's up 4% in the Netherlands, apparently. And it is being legalized in Austria recently, and it is spreading.
Okay. I listen, this is a very weird topic where it's like somebody's depressed and they're making this choice, and it's obviously not what the system is meant for. Especially if if her psychiatrist is telling her, yeah, you're never going to get better at all. I think she just needs to see a new doctor.
Yeah, I think in this case, and it's crazy because she has a boyfriend and a cat, and it's kind of like.
So this is from ec.europa.edu. I'm sorry, EU, and they track suicide rates. And so comparatively, like from 2011, this was published in 2023, September 2023. They said deaths by suicide are down by almost 14% in a decade. I don't know how that correlates to the euthanasia stats, but suicides in general are down 14% in Europe.
Oh. Well, just an interesting story. Thought we'd all have some good takes on.
Yeah, it's also weird that she's doing like a press tour.
Yeah. That makes me feel like
There's
it's
some
a
shit.
little disingenuous.
Yeah,
But
there's
I mean,
some.
maybe she's trying to raise. I mean, so I don't want to judge the woman before I listen to her. But on one side, it does on it's viscerally feels a little disingenuous. But she could be raising awareness to the issue of euthanasia in general, and people that end up going through that. That could be the case as well. I would be interested to listening to her.
She might come from the mindset of like she thinks that she's doing a great thing, and she feels like empowered because she's doing this. So she wants to spread the word to other people that this is an option. Maybe that's why she's doing media. But I don't know. Like this is a very strange thing to do media about.
Yeah. It's also where I like I said, it's not something that I've looked deeply into, so I don't want to have I don't really have a strong stance on it. But just like thinking about this philosophically, it's hard for me to, I guess, because in essence, what you're kind of doing with somebody who says, I want to take my own life, is you're arguing them out of it, right? And so you're persuading them out of it, saying, I know better for you than you feel like you do in this moment, right? Which very well may be the case.
Mhm.
But that's just something I don't have the expertise or the knowledge to even attempt to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's something that I'm very neutral on because I don't know. I haven't studied enough to like know the data either side. But it's a very weird because like my instinct and it's not like it's not any kind of way like shunning that thought because I've definitely had suicidal thoughts, right? But like my instinct is to survive, so I can't relate to that taking it there. And like I've known people who have committed suicide and heard about people who committed suicide, and it's like it's just a very odd feeling.
Yeah. And like if it's a mental illness, if it's something that you're trying to get treated or it can be treated, then obviously that's not what medical euthanasia is for, I don't think. What it should be reserved for is for people that are in just like excruciating pain.
Right.
That can't deal with anything. And
Right.
I don't know how it works with the Hippocratic Oath where doctors, they all take the oath saying, first, do no harm. I don't think that they'd be allowed to administer that. I don't know how that works. I read something in Oregon. It was a long time ago. In Oregon, when they allowed it, there were some patients that were given like the medicine and the instructions, but they had to do it. They had to like pour it into their wine themselves, drink it, and then go lay down. They had to be the ones to administer it because a doctor can't do that with the oath.
Man, I be thinking about that shit sometimes, man. Like one day I'm gonna have a drink for the last time. I'm gonna have the last time. I get morbid sometimes. My bad.
No, I mean, like
It's a
preparing
wild
yourself to die. Like anybody that's at the end of their life, dealing with those, last couple weeks, last couple days, like I can't even begin to imagine what they go through, and you grieve yourself a little bit, I would think.
I think one thing that comforts me about death, like thinking about this shit, because I do a lot. We talked about that a couple episodes ago, but like the one thing that comforts me about death is that everybody that has ever lived has done it. Like I know that's duh, but like when you actually sit down and think about it, like I'm not gonna experience anything that nobody else has, and to me that's sort of comforting in a way.
Yeah. John Wick will never die.
I just hope that we get to witness it and it's not like birth.
You want to witness? Oh, okay. I thought you witness my death. I was like, God damn.
No,
really?
no.
God damn, dog. I just want to be there, dog. That's my boy.
I mean,
It's cool.
I would help comfort you. Anyway, on the flip side, the former Dutch Prime Minister, Dries van Acht, had legal euthanasia with his wife, Eugenie, and they were both 93 and they did it at the same time. That's low-key Romeo and Juliet type vibes. And that's kind of like, that's going out together after being married for the whole time. That's pretty awesome. Hopefully you get to like then, go together.
Yeah.
Wait, full disclosure, I've never seen The Notebook. They killed themselves?
No, Romeo and Juliet.
No, I said The Notebook.
She said The Notebook.
Okay, spoiler.
Oh, they did. No, don't spoil it.
But it's
that
been out
movie's
for 20
been out
years.
since fucking.
Yeah, no, there's.
Okay, if you haven't seen The Notebook yet, my bad. But the
I've
end,
never gotten to the end. They fall asleep.
They die together holding hands.
That's sweet.
But they don't take each other.
They don't
out.
have medically assisted
Yeah,
suicide in
that's
the movie.
That's not the same.
They just happen. They die together holding hands.
I yearn for a
what?
love like that. Though.
Old age.
Yeah.
Well, the wife dies. She has Alzheimer's, and then they just die because they're old.
At the same time?
Yeah.
If there's any men out there who have not seen The Notebook because of the ill girl, that is one of the most heart-wrenching, beautiful fucking movies. I cried when I first saw The Notebook, dog. I absolutely cried. That shit was fucking
so sad.
Nigga, you gonna wake up every single day and remind me you love me?
Yeah.
What? Give me that love. Show me that love.
I don't know how many people have ever given a description of The Notebook using the word that Arian just used.
Wait, what'd I say?
The first time that's ever happened. I can't repeat it.
Did I say nigga?
We could get somebody else in here who's allowed to.
I can't. It just comes out. It's one of my favorite words. It's like bro.
No,
like
I'm just saying, like, how many people have described The Notebook using that? Not many.
It's a beautiful goddamn story, though, man.
It is.
Holy
shit. It's a very good movie. But
DMs are open. I'm a single man. If you want to love me like that, I'm open.
Oh.
It's a good movie.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
This could be us.
Particularly
but
if
you
you're
playing.
between the ages of 43 and 56.
Hey, we all have preferences, brother.
Oh, that's gonna be tricky though, Aaron. Actually, so
Oh.
she would probably develop. Did the woman in
The wife
Notebook?
has Alzheimer's.
Yeah, so Arian, that's right in your wheelhouse.
Oh my
you
God.
start dating someone who's like 55 right now,
Perfect.
and then fast
And then-
forward 35 years, and you still have all your mental faculties, and you can
Well,
remind her
that's
every
the thing,
day.
though. I played ball my whole life. I had CTE. We both gonna forget who the fuck we are.
Yeah, it's beautiful. What a beautiful story.
Hey, my mom hates when I joke about CTE, dog. She cannot.
Yeah, I didn't mean to
stand
laugh.
it. Oh, she hates it, bro. I do this shit all the time.
Did you ever find out anything from that study?
No, actually, they hit me, and I gotta go back. They're gonna redo it to see. It was like years ago, right? So I'm gonna go back, and they're gonna redo it.
And just kind of check where you're at from year to year.
Check the levels and like the brain and all that shit, and hopefully, it's not as bad, man. But I probably got that shit. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
You sound fine to me. You
I
sound,
do.
you sound
You know what I'm
just
saying?
as sharp as you did when we started the show.
I agree, man. I feel sharp. I feel good. I feel happy. But there are instances where I don't know. This is just life where I can't be happy. They're just like I have these
Yeah.
moments where like nothing. There's no joy, and I seclude myself when that happens.
So from the outside, I might be wrong on this, but I feel like one of the worst parts about CTE, obviously CTE is a terrible thing, but
Mhm.
in addition to that, anyone who's played ball has in the back of their head, like, oh, I might have CTE. So anytime you have a moment where you forget where you put your keys, anything like that, you think that it's CTE, which actually deteriorates your mental state thinking that you have CTE.
It could be like a compound placebo effect. You're right about. But
Well,
see,
I can definitely see that.
the way my brain works is the exact opposite, right? So it's like I have this. It's not a God complex. I don't think I'm better than people, right? But I do think I have developed a way of thinking that safeguards me from a lot of pitfalls, right? So like Billy, no, this is not shitting on Billy, but like when you like if you don't check an article, stuff like that, like I'm really diligent about doing shit like that, right? I'm not saying I'm perfect, that's not what I'm saying, but like so I do that in my life. And so I think I'm not saying I can outthink degenerative brain disease, but I do think it helps me with like shit like that, convincing myself like so like if I forget my keys, I'm like, that's not CTE. I just forgot my keys. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Where it could be CTE, but I've just convinced myself otherwise, which we know placebo can actually aid in good health. And so I've just convinced myself of positive thinking, and that could aid me in the long run. So like I bank on that, and maybe that'll help me in the long run. But not if remind me I loved you when I'm out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I
My
got
brain
you.
gone. Y'all just remember, you loved me at one time, dog. And I'm
We have
like,
all this on video. We can just like run this back.
Every day.
I'm like, who the fuck
Arian's in the
is
nursing home. I had a podcast?
With all white people?
There's no way. There's no way.
Every episode you'd watch and you'd start out hating Big T, and by the end of it, you would love Big T.
We went to baseball together. Yes, yes.
Several times.
Oh my god.
I hope
Big
my mom
T.
doesn't watch this part.
Are you teed off about anything?
I don't think so. Shit's been pretty good.
Yeah.
My man's
This
is
week.
whelmed.
Yeah. Went to a baseball game last night and it was like 30 degrees. The Braves lost. That kind of sucked.
Yeah, you were teed off about that. Maybe the worst baseball game you could go to.
It was a 3-2 game. It was 30 degrees.
Interleague play.
Yeah, just everything about it terrible.
Mid. Maybe the most mid baseball experience you can have.
The ballpark, that was a new one for me to check off the list. Offensively plain is how I would describe guaranteed rate field.
Okay. In what way?
Is this the
Just
Cubs
the-
or the White Sox?
White Sox. Wrigley is incredible. Maybe Wrigley's number 3 for me. Just the most cookie cutter, like nothing unique about it, nothing cool, like just offensively plain is how I would describe it.
Got it.
That milkshake though.
Yeah, I couldn't. It was way too cold, but maybe I'll go back in June or something and try the campfire milkshake.
That'd be good. Give me your top 5 ballparks for any sport.
So just stadiums in general.
Yeah, any ball.
Okay, well those are okay. Let me do baseball first.
Okay,
and then
baseball first.
just baseball. Number 1 is New Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Number 2 is Truist, the Braves. 3 is Wrigley. 4, I really like Nats Park.
Do you?
I
So
like
do
the,
I.
I like the vibe at Nats Park. I like the Navy Yard area.
What's next part? Who's it?
The
The
Nats.
Nationals in DC.
Oh, okay.
And
they
then,
designed it really well. It's super easy to get around.
Yeah, great area. And then number 5 is probably I like the inside of Citi Field. I like most things about Citi Field. I think they're trying to like fix the area up around it.
Mm-hmm.
Which
But
one?
like
City
that
Field?
ballpark, I like Citi Field. That's the Mets. You've
We've
been
I was
there.
gonna ask you about that because we went to a Mets game. I was like, that shit was kind of fire, though.
Yeah,
Like,
I
enjoyed
like
that.
Citi Field.
I've been to.
Oh.
Have you been to the Boston Red Sox jump?
I've been outside of Fenway Park. I have not been to a game there.
Okay,
I
went to a
suspect-
game there.
I suspect that you would put that in your top 5 after.
Yeah,
I do too.
yeah. I've been to, I think like 13 of the.
Okay.
That's including a couple that no longer exist.
Have you been to Dodger Stadium?
I've not.
Dodger Stadium is really cool. It's got a nice
I
That
would
was
like to.
aight.
It's got a nice 1970s Hollywood
that's
type
what
vibe.
Yeah, that's what it felt really like. I mean, it was rustic and like nostalgic, I guess. But
Yeah.
it didn't impress me. Like it was okay. It was alright.
One year I want to go when the Braves do like LA and San Diego and go to like both.
Yeah.
Now San Diego, I have been. I've been to Petco. Is it still Petco?
Yeah. Yes.
Gorgeous. I have a pic. I'll show you. I'll put it to the chat. It was one of the most beautiful scenic things I've ever seen in my entire life. I was sitting at Petco Park when like the sun was going down, but it was like here. I'm just putting. It's just gorgeous. I was there with my homeboy who was behind home plate. Oh my god. cuz.
Yeah, I want to go there at some point. Fuck it. Let's see when the Braves are there this year.
All right, so then your top 5.
Hey, I'm there when they are. I'm coming with you, bro.
All
I
right.
love
If it's
Dago.
this summer, let's go.
That's home turf. I love Dago. I'll take you around the city. I'll take you to Southeast. Show you the
Alright, hell yeah.
ganglands. Show you
I'm
the
looking.
show you the
I wanna go to San
beaches.
Diego.
July 12th through the 14th. It's a weekend.
Oh, literally July 9th through 14th. I'm on vacation with my
You
family.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, damn.
All right, 2025.
Next year.
So other sports, Neyland Stadium, number 1.
It's gorgeous stadium.
Everything about it's perfect. On the water, the fans are incredible. It's huge. There aren't that like baseball's really the only professional sport. I've been to a bunch of different like arenas, and none of them are none of them really.
Baseball is every stadium is so unique,
Right.
in that sport.
And
yeah.
every arena, like it just comes down to the fans, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I really liked. I really liked Wisconsin's basketball arena, the Kohl's Center.
Oh yeah.
Way better than most professional arenas I'd been to.
It's
And
pretty
like,
good.
and it was rocking for the Tennessee game. That was fun. Yeah, I'd have to think it'd just be other. And I haven't been to too many road college football games. Been to a bunch of neutral site games. I loved the Georgia Dome when it existed. It's gone now.
You got to go to Tiger Stadium. Baton Rouge.
Yeah, I wanted to go a couple years ago when we kicked their ass and didn't get to, but
Texas has a nice stadium too. Massive.
theirs isn't that big. I bet it's 82,000.
No, I would say 92. Let's see.
I'm about to send you these. I'm about to send these pictures. I did no Photoshop. This was just like the panoramic view. It was one of the most beautiful skies I have ever seen in my life, though.
Yeah, that's sick.
This says 100,000 for Dale K. Roy. I was off.
It's pretty big. They build it into the ground, so when you see it from the outside, it doesn't look.
It's just like
as
one of the
tall.
end zones has no seats in it. I don't know how that could have 100,000.
It doesn't look that big, but when you get in there, it goes down, so it's deceptively deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look at
Arian,
this.
that looks awesome.
It's
Bro,
fucking real, dog. Look at this. Oh, y'all can just put it in post, but God, it's insane. It looks like a bubblegum sky. I just want to eat it, dog.
That's why that's why I
San
hope vegans
Diego.
are the best, because like that kind of shit just happens.
Yeah,
Yes.
like if there was somebody who asked, who had never been to a sports game before, like what sports should I go to? I would still say, like the pageantry around college football,
Mhm.
when you go to the right places, is still the best. But like a June night when it's 81 degrees and like the sunset is perfect, and like baseball games are great because they don't really matter. Like you want your team to win, but like if they lose, it doesn't.
You don't
really
live or die
matter.
in June.
Well,
yeah.
And it's just you can enjoy the atmosphere. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
That's why I hate the pitch count. Because it rushes that experience
It
nowadays.
rushes the beers.
Mm-hmm.
Like
But
you just
it-
want to sit, chill.
It's great on
It's
TV.
way
though.
better for
Way better.
everything.
I know for TV, but I get what you're saying. San Diego is so beautiful that a bunch of members of the Ugandan lacrosse team never returned to Uganda and just ran away in San Diego when they went there for the World Championship.
Yeah,
They
that.
defected.
It's like breaking Amish.
Yeah, they
that.
it's actually it was a funny story we heard when we were over there. And I was like, yeah, San Diego is pretty beautiful. And then that picture was just like, oh man, it is beautiful.
Oh, San Diego's gorgeous, but it's like a little hidden gem. Nobody really know about San Diego like that. LA get all the hype, and I don't really like LA like that. No disrespect to La La Land, but I don't really like LA like that. Maybe it's because I went to high school in San Diego. But it's just gorgeous. It's a gorgeous city, man. Real low key. It's just the weather's beautiful. The food is amazing. Like, man, shout out to Dago, man. I miss it.
I don't think I've ever heard a negative word about San Diego.
It's
ever.
too pretty. Everyone there looks too
Man,
good.
That's facts. I came right. That's
That's
what
true.
I'm from, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. In terms of NFL stadiums, out of the ones I've been in, I think Lumen Field, is that what they're calling Seattle now? I think it's Lumen.
Yeah, something like that.
That's
Yeah,
a
the
fire
Seahawks
stadium.
Stadium
I
is
love that
really
stadium.
cool. I
Oh,
love
it's
it.
right on the bay too. Like it's right on the by the water. Oh, it's
Yep, and you've
Yeah.
got the Hawks Nest, the like massive, almost vertical end zone stands. Those things are cool. Minnesota has a good field.
beautiful.
You been
Minnesota-
to the new one?
Yeah, we were there for a preseason game one time. Heinz Field. I'm always going to call it Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. I know it's Acrisure, but
Yeah. What a horrific.
terrible.
Probably the biggest downgrade in the history of naming rights.
Agreed.
What is it
That's a
called
cool
now?
stadium.
Acrisure Stadium. I think it's an insurance company.
Yeah,
That's dog shit. Yeah.
yeah, it's awful. Trying to think where else I've been. FedEx
Denver,
Field
guys.
was-
Denver Stadium.
Yeah, that seems
Cold.
fun. I don't think I've ever been
Cold.
in.
Super cold, dog. And just selfishly, they had some of the best turf I've ever played on, like grass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I love playing there.
Denver's another place I want to go to a baseball game. Coors
Let's
Field.
do it. Let's do
It
it.
looks
Dingers.
awesome. Yeah, they've got a line in the outfield. So there's a line in the outfield stands.
Purple seats.
Yeah, the purple seats. That row designates where it reaches a mile high.
It's pretty sick.
It is.
Oh
awesome.
really?
Yep.
That's kind of cool.
And the
Yeah, the Ro-
Coors Light.
The
It's
Rockies got
probably so
good
nice.
vibes to them as an
you-
organization,
Why
but
you say it like
this
that?
year they're so
Regardless
bad.
of the fact that they're one of the worst runs organizations in professional
No,
sports.
There's nobody here really.
What did he? I heard him start singing.
It was like in the Coors Light.
The Coors Light. So nice.
It does flow there.
I mean, think about it. It's probably so cold, so fresh from the Rockies. Hitting
what-
in the altitude.
The Brown Stadium's not bad either.
It's not.
It's right on the lake,
Yeah.
Lake Erie. Great tailgate scene there in the Muni
The
lot.
Mooney Lots.
I heard the Vegas Stadium is really popping.
It is the sexiest stadium by far,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
for
heard.
sure.
Have you seen
Makes
the
sense.
renderings of the baseball stadium that's going to be there?
Insane. It's
They're
not.
incredible.
It's not
Now,
going to happen.
You don't think?
No, that was a Photoshop or like just an artist rendering that John Fisher asked somebody to come up with so that they could get the land deal settled, so that Las
Bro.
Vegas would be excited about the A's.
So
moving
you don't
there.
think that's the actual
It's
rendering?
not? It's definitely
Bro,
not. People have
PFD.
actually put a diagram of how big a stadium would be on that lot that they're trying to get, and the design does not fit on that lot.
No,
and it
but
also just steals from the Sydney Opera House. And-
PFT,
yeah.
anything is possible in Vegas building wise. Their building codes are so lax in that they can build stuff like the orb or what the sphere and like build crazy casinos. Like they have no like anti-air laws when it comes to that stuff, and they grant them so easily. It's possible to build that type of stuff in Vegas.
No, I get that. I'm saying physically, the dimensions of that stadium would not fit onto the lot that they have,
Well,
or the lot that they're trying to build on. It would not fit. Like I'm talking square footage.
they might make it fit. I mean, they might make it smaller than their.
Yeah.
It could be possible.
If they made it smaller, yes.
Yeah.
But it's as it stands in the rendering, it does not fit. That's
Can
what
we
I'm saying.
check out let me look up that rendering.
Okay. It does look insane. It looks awesome, but I highly doubt that John Fisher's going to be able to pull that off.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know, but
It does look good.
looks cool.
I don't mean to poo-poo that. It does
The
look
White Sox new
highly
stadium
fuckable.
renderings look great also.
They do.
I would be much more pleased if they built that.
I love a good stadium rendering. And it always has like the scoreboard and you're always beating your rival.
I want to say when the Braves released the renderings for Truist Park, they were losing.
Were they?
I think that happened.
That would be insane.
And that's when the Braves were terrible. I'll try to find that.
So the design was done by like a Mets fan?
It could have been. I want to say it may have been the Mets
That would be very
that
funny
they
if
were
that was the
losing to
case.
in the obviously fictitious rendering.
When Dan Snyder tried to get the people off his back and say, I'm trying to improve the stadium experience, he released a rendering of the future of FedEx Field. Maybe my favorite rendering of all time. It had a wave pool outside with people surfing around the stadium. He was just like out of his mind when he was coming up with that. He was like, here's some red meat to distract you guys. I'm going to put in a surfing pool outside FedEx.
In the 2014 renderings of, at the time, what was going to be called SunTrust Park, the Braves were losing 6-3 to the Nationals and had committed an error.
I love that. Let's go.
That's so funny.
Both teams had 10 hits.
That rocks. Good for the Nats.
Guys, this Eclipse stuff on Monday, there's a lot of weird people doing some weird stuff, including NASA, the CERN reactor people. Have you seen this article Dante just put out?
No.
Definitely got to check it out. Basically, NASA is launching rockets just before, during, and after into the eclipse, or up into the atmosphere during the eclipse. And at the same time, CERN's CERN's Large Hadron Collider is popping up again, and it hasn't gone off since 2016 from what I'm looking at. So they're doing a lot of this stuff on the solar eclipse day. I'm just saying Monday might be crazy. It might pop off.
What do you mean the Large Hadron Collider hasn't gone off since 2016?
In 2016, they basically try to separate a God particle, I think. I may be butchering the exact, but they're going to do it on Monday.
But they do experiments on that like all the time. It's not like they're the ones making stuff happen with that. It's not like a thing that goes off.
I know. But they're turning it on, I mean. Yeah, so they put it on in 2022. All right. So let's just
keep an eye at the eclipse. Actually,
keep an
don't
eye
do
on the
that.
sky.
Don't do that.
Keep an eye on the eclipse.
Don't stare at it. I love this guy. Can't make this up. NASA will be shooting 3 rockets at the upcoming solar eclipse. The rockets are called Apep, which is the name of an ancient Egyptian spirit of evil serpent deity. Can't make this up. Community notes. NASA isn't shooting rockets at the upcoming solar eclipse. That's not even possible. NASA will launch rockets at a maximum height of 420 kilometers to release some instruments to collect data about the electric and magnetic field. The atmosphere is 10,000 kilometers high. Turns out you can make it up.
Can't make it up, though.
Yeah. I think I figured out what's wrong with Twitter. It's the pay for engagement strategy that Elon has put out there to try to get people to sign up for X, to post more on X, to increase views across the platform. It's just incentivizing people to post the most outlandish shit.
But they're actually sending beams through the collider to create dark matter, to prove its existence, to give insight into the formation of the universe right during the Great North American Solar Eclipse.
Where's the CERN collider, though?
It's in Switzerland.
Okay. Could that be a coincidence?
Those CERN people have been doing some weird shit for a long time. And I even asked what's his face, the professor that we had on, about it. And he was like,
Brian
oh,
Cox.
we're doing Monty Python sketches. And I'm just like, yeah, like dressing up, sacrificing to Vishnu or the god of death. Yeah.
But his answer was they're doing that to make fun of people that think that they're creating the end of the world.
I'm just saying, doesn't help their case.
Okay. All right, you guys want to do some rap beefs?
All right, let's start.
Hell yeah.
PFT.
Oh,
More
did
like
you write something? We should have had you write
Oh,
something,
yeah,
bro.
Billy.
maybe I'm just about to go off the dome.
No, Billy.
Okay.
Billy, spin
You want me
the
to go off-
next.
Yo, hit me with a beat, dog.
Billy,
That's-
spend the next minute coming up with that. Like write something down. I gotta go pee. I'm gonna be back real fast. I drank
Okay.
almost this entire thing.
Same.
Okay, real fast.
Yeah,
All right.
write PFT a diss track, dog. I wanna
Okay.
hear that.
Distract. Okay, rap beefs. Let's get into it. A lot of rap beefs. We talked about the one between Drake.
I only got I didn't get that many bars.
Okay, I assigned Billy a second ago just to write a diss track about me. We're gonna have a beef off. We talked about Drake. We talked about is it J Prince, J Cole, and Kendrick Lamar. A little bit on Tuesday.
Jay Prince ain't got nothing to do with it yet. You know what I mean? Let's not throw him in there. I'm just saying.
Not yet, but he's lurking. If
I hope
need
not.
be, if need be, he could be tapped in.
I hope he's not.
But Billy, let's get in rap beef right now. Come on,
All right.
Billy.
Yo,
Come at me, bro.
What you got?
PFT, Big T, could you beatbox something?
No, just acapella, bro. Because
Yeah, I think you got to just go for
You
it.
don't have much
Okay.
rhythm anyway, so
Like your own. Like it's like your own.
PFT, ain't no G. Talking big, but a small fry. Calls me a liar, but he's a fake guy. PFT, PUT, the corn and corny. Claims to be a king, but a jester. Thinks he cool, but annoying like a rash that fester.
Oh my god.
It's
Likes
pretty
to
good.
piss on people and call it rain. I got my weight up now. I'm moving like Bane. Try to test me, but his test said low T. It's Billy, and I'm hopping on the beat.
Oh
That was
my
cold.
lord.
That was cold.
Oh, dude, I had 5 minutes to put
No,
that
it's
together.
cold.
Yeah.
It was
That
cold.
shit was
Okay,
dog shit.
okay. You know what?
Yeah.
We put those together. I mean, that last one line, that like, come on, try to
That's the
test
worst
me.
part.
Try to test me, but his test said low T.
Are you trying to mansplain your bars to me, bro? It wasn't that deep. I
There were some
promise.
parts that were pretty good. I thought that was bad, and I thought the ending was bad. But other parts were good.
I freestyled the last bar and I realized T didn't ride with beat.
It's okay.
It can. It can.
Billy
That's not why I
football.
docked you.
The
Is this-
Nean-
did
Oh,
you
you
write
got one
this?
back?
No, I just wrote it down when I sat down.
Let's do it.
Billy football, the Neanderthal. He's trying to get elected. He's obsessed with my erections. Doesn't verify sources. He'd be a shitty detective. He's a deviant like his septum. Goes deep inside frogs' rectums. He's not all that bright, but he's all over the spectrum.
That shit was actually fired up.
Ugh. Can I respond?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was round one. Now we gotta ding ding ding. I'm with this. We should have set this whole shit up. This is fire.
Oh, all right. Can I go feed my dog? He knows it's time for him to eat right now, and he's bothering me. Let me think about this.
It's 3 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, his dog's eating like an early bird dinner.
Yeah.
While Billy's gone,
Clock.
I asked ChatGPT to write a diss track about PFT,
Okay.
which had some lines that were eerily similar to ones that Billy used. But my favorite one that he didn't use was hang on. Now I can't find it. Oh, always hiding behind a screen, never showing his face, spewing out trash takes like it's some kind of race.
Ooh.
That's good.
That is
That's
pretty
actually
good.
kind of lit. Why didn't he use that
Yeah.
one?
He probably thought it was like too good that we would know he didn't write it himself.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
But when it comes to real wit, he's nowhere to be found, just a keyboard warrior thinking he's profound.
Oh shit.
Wow, that's
damn,
really
that kind
good.
of that's a dig
Yeah.
right there. He getting in that ass, bro.
How does ChatGPT get all this dirt on me?
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Who used ChatGPT? You couldn't have ChatGPT'd my diss track.
No, Big T just read some ChatGPT about me to me.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, but there is some stuff in here that was quite similar to words you used.
To what I used?
Yeah.
ChatGPT would spit out two different things if you put in the same question.
Not helping your case.
Yeah. Notice he didn't say I didn't use ChatGPT.
No, but like people put fake internet stuff about like, oh, my teacher said that we were all cheating using ChatGPT, but that's been misproven. It never spits out the same thing twice.
Did you use ChatGPT?
No. You guys saw me write it in front of your face.
Well, all we see is you using a computer.
Yeah.
Guys,
Typing.
this is ridiculous. I can show you my
It's not that serious, man. It's
I
rat
can
beef.
show you
We're just asking.
my Google Drive
It's
history.
It's rat beef, man. It's not
Okay,
that
let me
cool.
rap beef. I'm gonna rap beat ChatGPT. ChatGPT ain't real to me.
Oh god.
Chat bot, but it not a
Oh,
real boy. It's just a toy
oh god.
that
Y'all can-
annoy.
Y'all can stop this at any time.
Originality
Yeah.
in totality.
Okay.
This is reality.
Mhm.
Go back to the internet, ChatGPT. I'm in this bitch, and I'm the real me.
That was good. The ending was good, I thought.
Okay.
You know what? It never will sound good when you have someone being negative about it. If there was a hype man and you took both times, people would be like, "Woo!" Like
Billy,
after
that
like
was
something
shit.
goes.
No.
I thought the
yeah,
ending
No,
was good.
if there was more people hyping it up, it would sound better. But it's
Sure,
just
it doesn't
you're
make it
getting
any-
negative. I could like it's actually crazy.
Chat GPT, not a real boy. What the fuck?
I said then
you
that
mad
set
at
up the
me?
next
You
bar.
mad at me because I said that shit sucked? What are you mad
No.
at me for?
I used it to set up the bar about it being a toy. Like what?
So like you know what you remind me of?
What?
there was this white dude explaining to a crowd of white people, like double entendres and triple entendres that are used in rap constantly, right? And so one of the lines he was explaining was a Lil Wayne line, and he said real Lil Wayne said real G's moving silence like lasagna, right? And so he broke down the etymology and how words are used and how the G is silent and a G means gangster. And when you call somebody my G or that's a G, you're talking about gangster. He said real G's moving silent like lasagna. Brilliant. And the crowd starts clapping. And people that listen to hip hop and digest hip hop on daily, that bar is so mid that it's just ridiculous. There's so many other better lines, bro.
No,
But
I'm just
you
saying
don't have
that.
to break it down to me as my point, bro.
No, I'm just saying that people like Super Hot Fire had terrible lines and people hyping it up, but everyone thinks it's sick just because there's a crowd behind him going like,
no, Billy, nobody.
People
thinks
think
it's
that's
The
fun. It's a
joke-
funny video.
the joke is him
I'm just saying-
stupid shit and people get hype.
I'm not
Not-
a rapper.
no, just when you have someone just shitting on your bars as you're delivering them, just ruins it.
I
Like
wasn't
there's no
shitting on your
chance.
I didn't shit on your bars.
No,
Hold on.
Arian was.
Do you think I'm hold on? You think I'm biasly like BFT's bars were by far better than yours? Like it wasn't even close.
I
If his
know,
was-
but you
if
didn't
his
even
was
give my
dog
bars a
shit-
chance.
Yes, I did, Billy. I was
All right,
excited.
all right.
I love rap. This
Okay,
is what
okay,
I
you know
do. I love
Let
rap.
me just get in the lab a little.
Okay,
and
the
I'll write
difference is-
this against you. I'll
I'll
write
tell-
this against
let's do
you.
that. Let's do that.
Mhm.
But let me give you some advice really quick. Let me give you some advice.
Okay.
Like dig in your word bag a little bit more. Like
Okay.
PFT used words like rectum and spectrum and like say he put it was a story he was painting.
Multiple
It doesn't
syllables.
it doesn't have to be syllables. I'm saying like he painted like a little bit of a story as to who you were and he dug at your character. You were just like PFT, that's a fake guy. It's just like it's very simplistic, dog. It's like 1980s versus 2000s rap is what I just visualized.
Who was the
Is what-
first person to say, "My name is and I'm here to say"?
That is actually a great question. I would love to know the answer to that because in the 80s, that's what it was.
Yep.
It's-
Everybody
I think
started.
it's-
Every song started out with those lines.
I think it's the equivalent of today's. It's lit. I'm lit.
Or rhyming
Pretty-
"party" with Bacardi.
That was more our era, fam. 2000s,
That was
early
huge.
2000s. Yeah, that was what it was back then. Yeah.
Yep.
And in the conscious world, it was knowledge in college. That was a real big one back then.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a big one back
I
then.
might write a diss track on myself. Has anybody ever done that?
Oh yeah, all the time.
I guess Eminem.
Eminem has. I think T.I. did it. Yeah, there's been a bunch of them.
I asked ChatGPT to write an essay about why Billy should be a congressman.
Did it work?
It's interesting, yeah. Billy's rise to prominence in the digital age demonstrates his adeptness at navigating modern platforms and engaging with a diverse audience.
Dude, you're get the fuck out of here. Don't try that shit. He's trying to say that I used ChatGPT to write my website.
No, I didn't. I actually explained exactly what I just did, which was to
No,
write an
dude,
essay
you
about
just-
why you should be
Now
a
I think
congressman.
Billy definitely used ChatGPT.
Yeah,
to
that's
write
a
his
very
website, 'cause-
odd-
No, dude.
100%.
No, dude.
Kinda.
On second.
'Cause
That thought
PFT
never
can
occurred
you
to me.
can you
Yeah.
say that I'm looking at a ChatGPT thing of why Billy?
ChatGPT might be ripping my website right now.
You just incriminated yourself, I think.
Oh no!
Now he's suing ChatGPT
Oh
next.
no!
That
Google
was-
this week, ChatGPT next week.
That was not at all what Big T was saying.
Oh, this
The
is
lawyer
great.
finna be big,
Oh, no.
homie.
Crazy. Look at his face.
No, that's not. The thing is, I wrote something like that recently, and I thought you were reciting it.
Where'd you get the inspiration to write that recently?
Okay, no, I'll send you guys something. ChatGPT might have access to Google Drive. Okay, so I'm pulling my
Or does your
announce-
Google Drive have access to ChatGPT?
Hey, Big T, have it write a diss track about me. I want to see this shit.
All right.
I built a career. Okay, so this is. Oh no, it's not. It's different. I said digital economy.
Okay.
21st century digital economy.
Totally different, man.
Oh, I gotta wrap this first verse.
Let's
Okay,
do it.
go.
All
Let's
right.
do it. Make it out.
Yo, it's time to set the record straight. Arian Foster, you're about to meet your fate. You
Yeah.
talk a big game, but you can't back it up. Just another washed up player. Now shut up.
Okay.
You used to run on the field, now you're running your mouth, but your words ain't worth a damn. They're heading south, claiming you're the greatest, but where's the proof? All I see is a has-been living a spoof.
Damn. That shit got to go hard on me. Go ahead. Keep
Yeah.
going.
The chorus is, Arian Foster, you're past your prime, your glory days are gone, it's about time. You think you're a king, but you're just a jester. Time to face the truth. You ain't nothing but a pester. That sucks.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
you had
bad.
it could have used molester so much easier.
Yeah. No, Billy's right.
Hello?
Billy's right.
Wait, did you write that?
No,
No, it's
ChatGPT
ChatGPT,
did.
bro.
I also wouldn't incriminate myself by accusing someone else of being a sexual predator, but
That shit's crazy.
would have been so much easier to get sued for libel.
Oh man, that shit funny, cuz.
All right. So Billy, come up with your rebuttal. I'll let you rebut me. But let's talk about some other rap beefs out there. What do you think the biggest rap beef of all time is?
Before we start about the biggest, I think we have to acknowledge the first, or what may be the first. You know what I'm saying? Because hip hop it's very diverse, and it started in New York, right? And I think one of the first, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of the first beefs was called the Roxanne Wars, and the Roxanne Wars were, I think it was literally one of the first ones, especially on wax, right? Was when there was this group, what was the group called? I think it was
Wax means
LF.
vinyl.
You said what?
I'm just anyone that doesn't know wax means vinyl.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, wax on fire. Yeah. So when they say, hey, keep it on wax, that means just keep it in the music. That doesn't, don't let's not take it elsewhere. There was a group named UTFO. Then there was two women named Roxanne. One of them was in that group, and they didn't show up for a radio promotion, right? And so the radio was like salty that the group didn't show up. So they went and sought out this other younger joint named Roxanne Shante. One of the girls in UTFO was named Roxanne. And then they had her do a diss track against the group or the girls, and I think it was called Roxanne or Roxanne's Revenge, yeah. And then they heard that shit that got played. There was like 250,000 copies sold, like so it was like huge in New York. And then obviously the girl from the group responded, and it was just like big thing. That was like probably one of the first hip hop beefs, like a versus artist. Like so that's a really dope like origin to hip hop beef in general in New York.
And they
I
found
think,
that it did good things for both parties.
yeah, it always does. Like they always say, any press is good press, right? I think another one like back in those days, which was a really big one, was KRS-One and MC Shan. Also a misunderstanding. Now, we should preface this whole thing that all hip hop beefs can be sorted out by two logical, rational people sitting down and coming to an understanding. But fuck that shit because it makes great music. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So KRS-One and MC Shan. MC Shan had a song called like Queensbridge or something like that, where he's kind of just giving a shout out to Queens, and like, you know, because hip hop originated in the Bronx, right? And then it spread from borough to borough. And I think when KRS-One heard Queensbridge, he kind of took some of the words, meaning like they started it in Queens. So KRS-One was like, fuck that. It started in the South Bronx. And he put a diss song out called The Bridge Is Over. And that shit was huge, right? It blew up. It created factions amongst, you know what I'm saying, hip hop artists and territories in New York. And that was a really big one back in those days too. And the reason why I love this shit so much is because like hip hop is it helps. Like I think it can hurt, but I think it helps a lot more than it hurts, right? In a sense of like I remember in the 90s, like when there was like this heightened Crips versus Bloods, like in LA, for example, right? They had an album called Banging on Wax. You can go and listen to it right now. And it was like Crips rapping about their lifestyle, Bloods rapping about their lifestyle, and it just kept it in the music. It kept it in the art form. It kind of heightened some stuff, I will admit that, but I think the beauty of like verbal sparring is like the essence of hip hop and that competition. That's like I always love that shit. But just wanted to get those origin stories out of the way.
It's interesting. It was all over a misunderstanding about what bridge they were talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wild.
A lot of bridges in New York.
A lot of bridges there.
Facts.
KRS-One is so good, by the way.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened to old school KRS-One, do yourself a favor, check him out. If you're into hip hop at all and you haven't checked him out. Elite stuff. What do you think the biggest one is of all time?
I think it's got to go Pac and Big. I
Yeah.
think the beef between Pac and Big was probably, it was hip hop's transition stage from like our culture, like to, and yeah, I think in other cultures you knew what hip hop was, but it wasn't mainstream like it is today. I think it was his first cross into mainstream. Like you knew what rap was, but it's like on a global platform where you had people in Africa and people in Europe like picking sides over West Coast versus East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Like it was the first, I think, marketing conduit that brought rap to a forefront, to a point where the point we were making the last episode of like caricatures. Like you can associate music with characters, and you can really latch on and fall in love with the stories of those, right? And so like East Coast, like I was a Pac guy growing up. I didn't listen to Jay-Z and Biggie until like 2008 or 9. I was so entrenched in like fuck them, because like I rode with Pac, that I was like, I don't listen to them. Like fuck them niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I felt. Obviously young, impressionable, and immature. And I realized Biggie made amazing music. Jay-Z made amazing music. Nas made amazing music. But I was just so entrenched in that, I just didn't listen to him. I was like, nah, I'm rocking with Pac. And so that, I think, like spurred the marketing of hip hop and helped it blossom into the 2000s and have its commercial success into what it is today. And I think right now it's the #1 genre in the world.
What's crazy is that beef felt real. Like that, there was actual bad blood behind that. Like they wanted to kill each other. So and in retrospect, so it started when Tupac accused Diddy or Puff Daddy at the time and Junior Mafia and Bad Boy of shooting him in Times Square when he was going to record an album.
Yeah.
And so he accused he accused Biggie and Diddy and all those guys of having a part in it. And it felt real, like it was life and death for them. And it did become something that they ended up playing into, like Suge Knight taking over and openly beefing with Bad Boy Records. Felt like something that they leaned into later on and used it to sell records, but also at the same time, I think that they wanted to murder each other. And looking back on it, Tupac might have been right. Like Puff Daddy probably did try to get Tupac shot in New York.
Right, like
knowing what we know about Diddy, right?
Yeah, there
like
may
he tried
be
to
some-
blow up Kid Cudi's car, or he did blow up Kid Cudi's car.
Yeah, there may be some merit to that argument, right?
Yeah.
and that was Tupac's whole thing. It was like, I'm in y'all city, y'all know, like it's a big city, but in the circles we move in, it's a small faction, right? And so y'all know what's going on. That was his whole thing. It was like, y'all know what's going on. And I don't think Biggie ever wanted to do any harm because Biggie and Pac was friends. They was close. And Biggie was quoted saying later on, like after Pac died, he was like, he came up to him at an award show, like just to confront, and Pac was just like, I'm just trying to sell records. And so
Yeah.
I think Pac played into that. But I think the marketing of it grew into something that was way bigger than the actual conflict. And it almost like like they had to stand their ground. And the interesting thing was Pac did probably one of the best diss records of all time. I'd argue the best, right? With Hit 'Em Up, where he goes at like so many Mobb Deep. He goes after Jay-Z, Nas. He goes after all these cats. Biggie, Puff. He goes after everybody. And they never respond.
Yeah,
Biggie never responded.
He burned it to the ground because he started that song with "That's why I fuck your bitch, you fat motherfucker." Like it's hard to come back from that as like the first thing you say.
Came out swinging,
Came out hard.
The crazy thing that was an actual thing. Pac slept with Faith Evans, which was Biggie's wife.
Yeah, you claim to be a player, but fuck your wife.
We bust on bad boys. Niggas fuck for life.
Biggie Smalls and
trying to
Junior
see me
Mafia.
weak hearts I rip. Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia, some mark ass bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he put their names on it, and he made it pretty clear where he stood. It's interesting that he said, "I'm just trying to sell records" after putting out a song like that.
Well, blood sells. And the hardest part of that song is not even the bars. It's at the end when he's talking. He goes, "This how we gonna do this. Fuck Mobb Deep. Fuck Biggie. Fuck Bad Boy as a staff, record label, and as a motherfucking crew. And if you want to be down with Bad Boy, fuck you too. Chino XL, which is another rapper, fuck you too." It's a hard, like, he going hard. And nobody really ever, maybe to some other cats respond, but I never really checked on it. But like Biggie never responded. I ain't never heard Puff respond really. Crazy, man.
I prefer my rap beef, I guess, to be a little more subtle. Make me work for the hints, you know?
Put the pieces
like
together. Yeah.
Man.
This is pretty blatant.
Yeah.
There's
no real guesswork to it at all.
I think it always starts off subtle, right? That's the thing about rap beefs, right? It's like they'll have a conflict. There's a reason why one doesn't like the other. Somebody will drop a sub in a song, like a line or two, and then the other person drops like a line or two. Then the other person comes back and says, fuck it. Whole song dedicated to you. And the other person got to respond, whole song dedicated to you. That's kind of how it go.
Also in that song, he accused Biggie of stealing his style and insulted Prodigy of Mobb Deep for having sickle cell. That's some pretty personal stuff.
Yeah. Which is wild because I think did Prodigy not die?
I don't know.
One of them died. I don't know if it was from sickle cell though.
And then was that at the Source Awards where Suge Knight got on stage, said, "Come to Death Row Records. You don't want your producer dancing in your videos.
Yeah, that was a big one. Yeah, the Source Awards. The Source Awards. That year, the Source Awards probably had some of the most iconic moments in music history, dog. They had that when Snoop stood up there and said, East Coast, like, I know love for Dre and Death Row. That was iconic because it's in New York and like the crowd is like restless with New York cats. It's crazy. And then one of the hardest and underrated, but one of the more impactful moments, Andre 3000, they had won an award. And like there was such a big like East Coast versus West Coast thing. There was no voice for the South.
Mm-hmm.
And they from Atlanta, Outkast from Atlanta. So Andre 3000 get up there and say, he said, man, all I got to say is like the South got something to say. And like that just like spurred an entire movement from the South. And if you notice, like in our era, PFT, like when we was in college, hip hop was ran from the South in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm talking about T.I., Jeezy, Outkast, like all them, Lil Wayne. It was all the South.
Yeah.
So that moment spurred an entire movement from the South to like start making their own music.
To like this day.
Yeah, to this day.
YSL.
And the dope part, like this is why it has so much like cultural history behind hip hop. The reason why LA and New York had such a big hip hop scene is because those are entertainment in like meccas in America, right? And the reason why artists didn't really come from any other area was because they didn't have that machine behind them. So when you hear about artists from the South in those times, the dope shit is they garnered their fan base solo, right? And when I mean solo, I mean they would press hundreds of thousands of albums and they would sell them out of their trunk to get a buzz. And once they got a buzz, they would get signed to like local labels. And then those local labels would attach themselves to like larger labels to get bigger distribution. But like if you heard somebody from the South, like Ghetto Boys, UGK, Outkast, the Hot Boys, like all these iconic hip hop groups, they did that shit by themselves. That's what's impactful about this, like Southern artists that came out. They did that shit, selling, literally going from gas station to clubs or whatever and saying, yo, check me out, check me out, check me out. And they garnered a buzz and an audience like that. That shit isn't beyond impressive, dog.
They made their own scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Billy's rubbing his hands together because he's excited about something that he found on ChatGPT.
Oh, real quick.
Shut the fuck up. By the way, guys, I just found out I'm going to be on Fox News between 3 to 4 p.m. tomorrow. So if you're listening on Thursday, April the 4th, check out Martha McCullum's show.
I can't wait.
50, look at what you did, bro.
I can't wait.
Look at what the fuck you did,
Oppenheimer.
dog.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to do my...
Frankenstein, bro. This is Frankenstein.
This is not Frankenstein, guys. If I just want to do the right thing.
Billy wants to do it. Yep.
Do the right thing.
I can't.
It would be wrong of you to not run for Congress.
Billy, are you debating somebody?
What?
Is this a debate, or they just want to talk to you about your campaign?
They just want to talk to me.
Are you going to have some answers prepared?
I mean, if I don't prep, I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Where are you going to do the hit from? Are you going to do it from there?
Yes.
With your squat rack in the background?
Oh my god.
No. I'm going in, boys. I'm going to the studio.
Are you gonna be in
You're going to
person?
Fox?
Oh my
Oh
god,
my
this is
goodness. Oh. If it's live, just
Avenue
know
of
they
the
can't,
Americas. Watch out. Billy is
Can't
coming.
can't cut from live. Just
I
know
need to
that.
get my suits.
Billy,
in
make
the
sure
cleaner.
you mention that you don't fuck frogs.
No, dude.
Otherwise people are gonna wonder.
No, yeah, you should deny that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You see, I just want to get out in front of these allegations before anything like gets out of hand. I do not like making love to amphibians. It is not.
Guys, I've worked way too hard on this. Like
It
the
could be
jokes are
like
funny, but like I have to take this seriously.
it could be like Eminem in 8 Mile. You go out there, roast yourself first, and then pivot into
They don't have no
owning your
ammunition.
lips.
They got no ammunition for you, Dan. You know, like, I don't fuck frogs. I don't care what my opponents say. You know what I'm saying? I did get into my school off of my own merits.
GPA.
Where did that come from?
You said that earlier.
You said
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You up to your word.
No, people just think I'm an idiot, but I'm actually on the spectrum.
Get in front of that as well, man. Put it all on the table, dog.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe a small shout out to Macrodosing would be good on that.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
know.
maybe.
I might have to distance myself from you guys. I don't know.
Oh, here we go.
Are you?
Hold on, I've been on Fox before. I had a debate with Tommy Lauren, dog.
I'm
Ate that ass
joking.
up.
Joke. I'm not gonna.
Literally.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends on how supportive you guys are.
Literally?
I think it's the
Oh, man.
opposite.
Billy
What?
Football.
We distance ourselves from you.
Billy Football is going to be interviewed on Fox News about his congressional run.
Guys, it's not that funny, guys. I've been working hard on this. We've been
I'm not laughing at how hard you've been working.
working.
Billy, I've
Like,
known you
literally-
since you were 17 years old. This is a ridiculous scenario.
Sometimes you gotta grow up and
I know,
take the
I
bull by
know.
the horn.
Congress.
I get it, Billy, but you have to understand also, like, it's a wild scenario that we found ourselves in. And you found yourself
sometimes, the best leaders come from the most unknown places.
in. Are you saying that no one
Like
listens
who?
to macrodosing? That's fucked up.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, people, come on, give it
Like
a
to the
chance.
hundreds of thousands of Macrodosians out there, dog. We're approaching the million.
I know.
Billy's
I'm
gonna
just
be-
saying.
Billy's going to just not respond to our texts if he gets elected to Congress.
Oh, you going big time us, guy?
He's going to be like, I don't shine
Yeah.
shoes anymore. Nice little podcast you got there.
Oh, you going big
Dude,
time.
I want
guy.
backup part of my team.
Will Billy come on our podcast as a congressman?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
I will.
I'm
He's
finna-
probably
I'm
going to
finna
try to ban podcasts.
No, what? Come on.
He's probably going to try to ban part of my take so that we can't joke about him anymore.
Look,
He shuts down TikTok because we keep spamming the paintball video.
what's so wrong
is-
about the paint? I don't understand what's so
John is-
wrong about the paintball video. I watched the video. Everyone's like, it's so bad. I'm just like,
What's the paintball video? What is-
Billy got
No.
shot like 20 times, and then he said that he never got shot, and then he lifted
no,
up his shirt.
I
and he had
said I
welts
didn't
everywhere.
get.
Shout out
When
to
I got,
things Olmsted Falls.
Yeah.
I definitely got shot when I lost the second game, but the first game when I didn't get shot, I didn't think I got shot. And now this is like what's so annoying about you guys accusing me of lying. And we can laugh about this, but when I got cornered at the end of the game and shot execution style by two guys, of course I got shot.
My
But
man
when
said execution style, dog. In a paintball game, guys.
no, like because they just like lit me up from the back. Of course I got shot.
That's not execution.
That's
style.
also not execution style.
Okay,
but-
I got hit in the back of the head one time. That's why I'm saying execution style. But like just like that, I'm using a figure of speech, and you guys are trying to make it like I am putting something crazy. Like that's what happened. Of course, I got shot then. So then when I lifted up my shirt and showed all my shots, like that, the time I said I didn't get shot was having to do with in the game in play. But like.
Well, the good news is you're not bothered by it.
No, it's just the portrayal. It's annoying because they're like,
Otherwise,
Billy
you
said
got
he didn't get shot, and then
news
it's
part of
me
my
getting
take.
shot 1,000 times.
Talk about Billy. Okay, Billy. I got a question to ask you.
It's the editing once again.
Right.
I got a
Good job,
question.
Just wait till I get just you know what? Just
Wait till I get
No,
in
just
Congress.
you
That was the
wait.
evilest- that's
Just
some
you
evil ass
wait.
shit.
He's
Just wait
co-
till I get some actual
P-
power in this motherfucker.
PFT may there is a chain of PFT could put us all in prison
no
from what he's done,
Then we got to start a choir.
and we're going to be in the prisons you don't know about.
Yeah.
no, cause stop, guys. I would never.
AFX
It's just
Florence or whatever.
No. Those are the ones they make public. We're going to be in the special prisons.
Why
that
would I
nobody
put
knows
you
You gonna
guys?
go to Guantanamo?
Stop.
You gonna go to Guantanamo Bay? You gonna take us there, Billy?
CIA black sites.
I just
Yeah,
when I say
that's
just
where you're going to end up.
honestly, when I say just you wait, I just honestly can't wait to put my best foot forward and sort of just prove to the world that I'm actually like not as crazy and as ridiculous as I, at times I have been, but I just want to be a good person and put out to the world like the people that my
Aw.
family know, the people that my best
I know.
friends know,
Do you
and
think
like
we
the
don't know
real
you?
me. And
Do
like
we don't
I don't
know
know, I know I've gone off the
Kinda
hinge, but
heartwarming.
it's like I that's what I want to do, guys.
I want you to
If
do that
anything,
too,
I
Billy.
just want to be a good person and try to help out in this situation that we have, and try to make a difference for the better. That's all I really want to do. And when I say just you guys wait, I can't wait to prove you guys wrong about every crazy thing that you've said about me. And that's what I'm talking about.
If Joe
Ah.
Biden is reelected, will you move to impeach?
I would be getting elected at the same time he would be getting elected in that
I
situation.
know. So then you would be in Congress.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be sworn in by that time.
You would have 2 of his remaining 4 years.
Yeah, Billy, if you're elected,
you don't understand. We get elected. If he gets reelected, that's when I get elected.
yeah,
I understand that fully. And then your 2-year term would be the first 2 of his next 4-year term.
Right. So
And you could move to impeach him.
Oh, I mean, if he has an impeachable offense, yeah. I mean,
Billy,
some would argue he's had many.
Billy football casting the deciding vote to impeach a president.
Oh my God, B.
Billy, I want you to put your best foot forward too. I know Billy. I think I know the real Billy. I want to see you put your best foot forward out there. It does feel surreal. That's all.
I agree. It does feel surreal, but sometimes
You got to be on Fox News tonight if you're listening on Thursday. That's crazy.
That is
Eastern?
crazy. 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Can we have a watch party at the Chicago office
Yes.
tomorrow?
Yes,
100%.
absolutely.
You'll be sitting on the couches like y'all watching.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna be in the
Do a live
gambling
stream.
cave.
Gambling cave, yeah.
Do you think we can put odds on it?
When is it? 3 p.m.
Nah,
Thursday. You know what?
I might set props.
Zoom me in, bro.
Yeah, we'll zoom in.
Now
Arian,
I'm
wanna
getting
fly here
nervous.
tomorrow?
Should we live stream us
I
watching
honestly,
Billy?
I wasn't nervous until you guys started saying that.
We're the ones you're nervous about.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even nervous about the vast majority of people, just like you guys.
Just give us a shout out. That's all. That's
Yeah.
all.
I will.
want.
I'll be like,
So we have a very diverse
Gotta
group
give
of
us a
people.
shout.
We have a far left communist, and I talked to a fellow conservative on there, and then
And
I have
2
a
girls.
liberal-ish PFT who never really takes a stance on many
I am
things.
not. I do not classify myself.
Billy,
as a
I'll give
liberal.
you $100 if you sneak
I'm just trying to get you to
PLFT
come over my
into
side.
the interview.
Yeah, should we
sneak
give
what?
Billy words that
Oh,
he
yeah,
has
yeah.
to say?
I will slip. Oh yeah, wait, no. This will come out before the interview.
This comes out tonight at midnight.
Yeah, we'll do that offline.
Okay.
Okay, just
I'm just
That offline,
in
guys.
shock.
All right. Back to rap beefs.
Yeah,
Let's do
anyway.
more rap beefs here.
Billy and the system.
Yeah, big beef.
I'm
beef.
going after it. I'm like, trust me, I've already been going against it.
So, Arian, does so we know who shot Tupac, right? Do we know who shot Biggie?
We don't know who shot Biggie. We have like details around it, and so Orlando Brown shot Tupac, who was a Crip gang member from LA. This is all alleged. Well, he got convicted. Did he get convicted? I don't know if he got convicted. He ended up dying for some like neighborhood politics back in LA, but I think the investigation found that that's what happened. And Tupac had gotten a fight in Las Vegas in a hotel, and I guess he snuffed him, and one thing led to another. That's what I know. It could be a different story, whatever. That's what I know. That's what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
I read about. Biggie, I think it was just like he pulled up at a light, other dude pulled up at a light, and they shot into the thing. That's like really not how like crime works. Crime don't really work in that way. They don't just shoot at random people. Like, so they knew what was going on, like somehow, some way, right? Or they knew somebody, or they thought it was somebody. It's something like that. So it seemed very orchestrated, in my opinion.
How come the quest to find Tupac's killer has been so much more mainstream than talking about finding Biggie's killer?
I
Because
don't
it took
know
place
that
in
that's the
Vegas
case.
on fight night.
I think the reasons as to why he got shot were a little more known.
Yeah,
Like they knew it was gang related. Like Pac got into an altercation in the MGM Grand, like in a hotel lobby. There's security footage of him fighting, like you know what I'm saying, getting into a scuffle, and then them leaving. And after they left, they circled back and they caught him on very famous street to me. Flamingo and Koval is the intersection in which Pac got caught and then rushed to the hospital. That's why I named my first album Flamingo and Koval.
got it. So when
Shameless
Biggie
plug
was
right
shot,
there.
who was in the car with him?
That I don't know. Like I said, I definitely chose sides, so I knew a lot more about the Pac situation than Biggie. I know a little bit about the Biggie situation. I'm sure if you act like somebody who's on that side, I just never really looked into it a whole bunch. But maybe that's to your point. You know what I mean?
Would it shock you if Puff Daddy was involved somehow?
Yo, so the shit that's coming out about Diddy right now is wild. And like from what I'm hearing is like man's like is like almost like a he felt untouchable and it was like kind of like a hitman as well. Ran a sex operation, a drug operation, and like a whole crime organization. Like I know the feds have raided like multiple homes of his. Like I don't know what he got going on. So I'm open. I'm open to listen to the evidence. I have no idea.
That would be wild.
It would be crazy, though.
Like going back and listening to "I'll Be Missing You" and how
Scary.
upfront he was, and if he had something to do with it that whole time.
Yeah. Like if you hear Mace talk about Diddy though, like he don't got a lot of like Mace was around during the whole shiny suit bad boy era, right?
Yeah.
Mace don't have a lot of good things to say at all about Diddy. Like he's a snake, like all that stuff. Like, yeah, it's interesting, man.
That would upend people's childhoods.
Nothing's real anymore, man.
No. Also, I think like there were some theories out there at the time that Puffy did it, but those were just like crazy word of mouth things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe those people were right. Who knows?
Who knows, man? R.I.P. to both legends, though.
Your favorite rap beef? Maybe not the first, not the biggest, but what's your favorite rap beef?
My favorite rap beef? That's a great question. I think maybe a couple. I really enjoyed Jay-Z and Nas. I really enjoyed the Push and Drake beef, and I really enjoyed Q versus NWA.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Jay-Z Nas, was that the one where Nas had that song Ether?
Excuse me. Yeah, that was Ether. And Jay-Z had dropped Takeover. And then Nas dropped Ether.
In Ether, I think Nas just called him ugly like 5 times.
He definitely called him ugly a lot. I mean, there was a lot of damaging bars in that one.
What about this one? What about Suge Knight and Vanilla Ice?
I don't know about this beef. What is this?
Okay, so in 1991, Suge Knight with Chocolate Johnson and an LA Lakers linebacker, we got to figure out who this linebacker was, busted into Ice's suite at the Bel Age Hotel, picked him up by the ankles, lowered him over the ledge of the balcony.
Okay, maybe I did hear about this. Why, though?
They threatened to drop him unless he gave up the rights to Ice Baby. So Chocolate Johnson was a rapper. He was friends with Knight. He claimed to have written parts of Ice Baby, but didn't receive any royalties. Vanilla Ice, for his part, denied that this happened. He said he didn't threaten me. He just came in and said, listen, this is my city. You want to play, you got to pay. Everybody else does. And he says, I got Eddie Murphy, I got Arsenio Hall. They all pay me when they come into my city. And I go, well, I guess I got to pay you then. That to me sounds like it directly contradicts the first sentence where he says he didn't threaten me.
Yeah, it's a little. So it was over Ice Baby?
Yeah, Vanilla Ice is saying Suge Knight came into his hotel room, sat down, had a glass of tea, and a rational business discussion with him.
Did he end up signing over the rights?
That's a good question. To Chocolate Johnson?
Yeah.
Let's see. Did Vanilla Ice sign over the rights? Suge Knight is one person that if he knocks on your hotel room door, you're fucked.
Yeah, he's a wild dude. It'd be interesting to see if he actually, because that would corroborate a lot of things if those rights are that guy's, Chocolate Johnson's.
Chocolate Johnson. Former Vanilla Ice collaborator tell his side of the story. Mario Johnson is his name. That's Chocolate Johnson. He was a ghostwriter on Ice Baby, he says. And he met Vanilla Ice in a Texas nightclub owned by his manager. Despite being a California native, Johnson says they happened to meet because it was at a time when he was helping out his father with a business. And Vanilla Ice had claimed that he wrote Ice Ice Baby at the age of 16, and being from the hood, Johnson sums it up by calling Vanilla Ice a liar. I'm just going to keep it 100. He lies so much that he be believing them lies. I'm telling you facts. He lies so much, he's a liar. Johnson says the issue between them never had anything to do with getting paid for Ice Ice Baby. It presumably had to do with the 1990 album To the Extreme, which featured the smash single, because as Johnson tells it, he was paid to write 5 songs for Vanilla Ice's album. He came to with 9 songs to choose from, but Ice allegedly ended up taking all 9 and crediting himself as the sole writer. So I don't know if Vanilla Ice ended up paying. I guess he said that he paid, so maybe he didn't give royalty rights or songwriting credit, but he says that he paid Suge Knight and Chocolate Johnson. Chocolate Johnson, great name.
That's a pretty good name, I ain't gonna lie. It was definitely like a porn name too. Fire.
Yeah, for sure. So there was Nas and Jay-Z. That's when Jay-Z anointed himself the king of New York rap after Biggie died. And Nas didn't like that. Because Nas has always been like more... Do you think Nas is respected as like a rapper's rapper?
Yeah. Jay-Z's more like, he had a lot more commercial success, but nobody would question his pen, you know? But I think he just had more commercial success, and Nas he was proclaimed like... So if you look at like your favorite rappers now and look at their favorite influences, all that stems to one of the greatest albums in hip hop's history, which is Illmatic by Nas, right? Like if you were to, you can't write the story of hip hop without telling a story about Illmatic. And that kind of put the crown on Nas's head, and that became the standard of New York hip hop. And then Jay-Z came a little later, and he had a lot of commercial success, and he's had a whole bunch of #1 albums, but arguably that Illmatic album is like the creme de la creme.
Yeah, so the song Ether is where the term ether came from, when you say like somebody got ethered.
Yeah. So Jay-Z dropped, and I don't even 100%, I was in it since a kid, so I don't really understand really how it started. Like, how did the Jay-Z Nas beef even start?
There was bad blood between them starting in 1996. Nas was supposed to appear on a track on Reasonable Doubt, but he didn't show up for the recording session. And then Nas' second album dropped a month after Reasonable Doubt came out. And in that album, there were a couple perceived shots at Jay-Z, including mentions of Alexis that Jay-Z kept talking about or putting in his lyrics and music videos on Reasonable Doubt. So Nas took some like veiled shots at him. And then later on, Jay-Z's associate Memphis Bleak traded barbs with Nas along with other members of the Rockefeller crew. Jay-Z did a freestyle at Hot 97 Summer Jam, taking pot shots at Nas and Prodigy, leading the public to take note of the feud. He expanded on with the Takeover track on 2001's release, The Blueprint. On Takeover, Jay-Z calls Nas a has-been, questions his street cred, and claims that Nas has one hot album every 10-year average. And then
that's so lame.
Yeah. And then Nas came back with...
Been in it 5. Smarten up, Nas. 4 albums in 10 years, nigga. I could survive. That's one every, say, 2. 2 of them shits was new. One was Mad. The other was Illmatic. That's a one hot album every 10-year average. That was what he said.
And you know what? I would take it. I would take putting out an awesome album every 10 years as opposed to doing like a 10-year span with 3 incredible albums.
I'm with that.
Because if you do it every 10 years, you're growing. You're so consistent. You're able to make art that like transcends decades.
Resonates to you.
And eras. Yeah.
See, I almost, and the reason why I'm like, excuse me, apologies, my audio listeners, but like I'm clearing my voice a lot today, because yesterday I played golf with some fellas, right? It was one of my homeboys' birthdays, and we all out there golfing, and the Drake Kendrick shit came up, right? And we got to arguing, and I got heat. They had me tight, right? I was like, get the fuck. We was yelling and shit, so my voice is kind of cracking, so I have to keep clearing it.
They're taking Drake's side.
Well, yeah, but they weren't making sense as to why, right? So I was like, y'all think he's gonna pen better? And it was like, Drake's like, their basic argument was like, Drake's more relevant. Drake has better number or more number of album sales and has all these fan base. I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with hip hop? What does that have to do with rap? Like, you gotta rap. And they was just like saying he's just like better like sales wise. And I'm like y'all fell for the marketing. Like this is exactly the point of hip hop. Strip all that shit away, and whose pen is better? Who could be better, like more creatively under these circumstances? And then they said some wild shit. I said, this is why Pusha washed Drake, and they was like, Drake won that battle, and I was like, yo, we live in two different realities, dog. You tell me Drake won the Pusha beef? Unreal.
And so you guys were yelling at each other on the golf course?
Yeah, it was hilarious because we had a good time. Oh my God, I had like 5 pars in a row, dog. The next 2 holes were bogeys, and I hit the greatest shot of my life. Sidebar, I gotta say this. It's at the Lakes course in Houston, Texas, Wildcat, if anybody knows it. It's number 17, I believe. This is par 3, right? And we play from the tips, well, right by the tips. It was the tips on this hole. It was 217 yards away. And this hole, PFT, is like there's the tee boxes, and 200 yards away it's an island green, but and you can only get to it it's just like a strip of cart path. There's nothing in front of it. It's just like an island green. We're into the wind, so I was like clubbing up 2 clubs the entire day. So I take my hybrid, which is like my 240, 250 club, and I hit one of the most gorgeous shots of my life and knocked it to about 3 feet in front of that bitch into the wind, island green, par 3. It was just gorgeous, bro. It was an amazing shot.
Nice par.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I fucking missed the birdie, but I smoked that shit. But hey, you know what I'm saying? I was so happy, though. I was so hyped. I was like,
yeah,
it is what it is. He said nice par.
They didn't give it to you?
No, I mean, I had this. It wasn't close enough to where it was a gimme. It was on the brink. They could have, but I wanted to make that shit.
I have a question for y'all. I don't play nearly as much golf, certainly not as Arian, but as you either. So when you are playing with somebody and they give you a putt, do you just pick the ball up?
Yeah.
So you don't put it in the hole?
No.
See, if I go to play golf and I hit it all the way down there and however many shots it takes, I'm putting it in the fucking hole. I'm hitting it until it goes in the hole. That's the only reason I'm here. And it took me 30 minutes to get down there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get it within 3 feet of the hole and then say, oh, we're done.
It's not a bad take.
Yeah, I can't. I would never play golf ever again if I'm not putting it in the hole.
If you play 18 holes and you don't at any point put the ball in the hole.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
You know what that's like? That's like as if you just got close to the basket, like where you take a layup and just being like, oh yeah, that's technically a basket. Yeah. Like that's why I think golf is just fake as fuck, not a sport.
Okay, bro. See. What is wrong with
that
you?
took it infinitely too far.
No, but I like Big T. Finish the job.
Yeah, it's just like I want to feel it go in.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but at the same time,
Big T is going to put it in the hole and wants to feel it go in. Y'all quote card that. I'm being misrepresented in these quote cards, by the way, Madeline and Mac.
Welcome to the club.
Oh, Madeline.
But I mean, I definitely hit you with the whole. I hit you with the whole government name. Today was like, I mean, come on, bro. Like, I don't think he's a big bitch. You know what I mean? But
honestly, I didn't even think of it in that way.
Yeah, like it makes me look like I'm just calling him a big bitch. He's not a bitch.
It's clear what you're saying.
Yeah, I didn't think of it like that.
Now that we think about it that way, it's like he's a big pussy.
He's just a big bitch. No, I mean that's a big motherfucker. Like that's a big.
I know that's what you meant.
I don't mean bitch.
I actually, Arian, that's on me. I didn't even think of the ulterior.
I'm just saying, I get misrepresented a lot.
Oh, I didn't know you made a quote card. I just saw the clip.
Look at
so
the quote card.
In a quote card that could be misrepresented. Yeah,
I agree. I'm sorry.
He's that too.
He's that too.
Yeah,
that's Big T. That's not me. I don't think he's a bitch. I do think he's a big bitch though. That's a big motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? But by bitch I mean motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's on us.
That's when I clear my name, dog.
I don't think anyone was really commenting on you thinking he's a puss, though, especially because the clip went out yesterday. But I do get what you're saying. I didn't even think about it.
I'm sure you didn't, Maddie.
I didn't.
Sure you didn't.
I didn't.
It's that white.
Can I
privilege.
drop these bars?
That white privilege.
Clicks.
Oh yeah, Billy has his rebuttal.
Oh.
All right.
He's ready. He's ready.
It's quick. It's quick. Why did PFT hide behind the glasses? Looking at women he visually sexually harasses?
Okay.
Pedo Stash and Jinkos, Kid Rock copy straight from Kinko's.
Okay.
Limousine liberal, divorced from the literal, partied with P. Diddy and he got it venereal. Norman Bates propping up Biden in debates, claims nothing is wrong but bought his house at a terrible rate. Has a following of toxic men but claims he ain't no Andrew Tate. National Commanders Capitals fan, he is in the deep state.
Okay.
I've said too much. Hillary Clinton got me setting up my estate. He has no squatters' rights because he is standing. His name is fake like the moon landing. Male troll doll claims 5'9" is tall. He's a Trump re-election from a Keith Olbermann downfall. This battle has been fun.
That hurts.
That was good.
This battle has been fun, and I have won. But PFT, thank you for all that you've done.
That was better.
That was
Yeah,
way
wrapped it
better
up with
than the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Jesus.
one I had a little more time.
That was
good.
good. See, that was
you.
that
Thank
was
you.
all right right there. I was fucking with that one. The Keith Olbermann line kind of hit. I ain't gonna lie.
Keith Olbermann's insane.
I know.
That's
pray.
like one of the worst people you could ever be compared to.
Yeah, I know. That's what made it sting so bad. Okay. Back to the beefs. What about 50 and Ja Rule?
That one was very interesting, man. So 50 Cent is a menace, dog. I don't know if y'all follow him on the gram. My man is a tyrant. Like, I love 50 Cent. Do not get me wrong. Like, I grew up on him. I love him. But this man, when he beef with you, he's relentless and he doesn't stop. And he will not, he continue. Right now he's fucking with Diddy. So if you follow him on the gram, every day he's posting wild shit about Diddy. He said he's producing a documentary called Diddy Do It. it's just constant.
That's great.
That's
That's great.
hilarious. It's hilarious. And it's all the time. He'll, if it's true, if it's not true, he's just pumping out shit about you if he's beefing with you. It doesn't matter, dog. But the 50 Ja Rule stuff was like, it got so bad. Like, it's so funny. Like, so you can literally Google or YouTube this. 50 like bullied this man Ja Rule into like, because the Ja Rule had hits, right? Ja Rule, when we was growing up, like he had bangers. It was with J-Lo, like he was respected. And he started beefing with 50, and they had some real street beef. Like Ja Rule's side of Queens and 50 Cent's side of Queens. I believe Ja Rule's from Queens. Like, there was a dude by the name of Supreme. Supreme was a real street cat who I believe is like locked up now, but he had real beef with 50, like street beef. 50's like one of the rappers who's actually lived the life that he portrayed. Like, he was actually with the shits. Like, he sold, he was, and verified by people he said and verified by people who he hated. They'll never catch anybody saying 50 like, nah, he ain't really with, like, he's with the shits. I don't like him, but he's with the shits. So 50 is but like that's where he gets his bravado from, right? Is like he actually lived that life. And so he actually had beef with a dude named Supreme who ran with Irv Gotti and Ja Rule and all them. And 50 is the type of cat that's like, if I beef with them and you around them, I don't fuck with you. And so that beef hall started swirling, which got M into it and got Dre into it, got Obi Trice into it, and got all Ja Rule's camp into it. Excuse me. And the interesting part was, like, it got so bad. Like, I remember watching a video of Ja Rule. He was like in a dark staircase, like he was rocking, talking about some 50, man. He's a snitch, man. Like, it's just the fall from stardom of where Ja Rule was from when 50 started beefing. It's sad, dog. It's like really sad, dog, because he was actually like a talented musician.
50 had to be so happy when Firefest happened.
Oh, dog, that's what I'm saying. Follow 50 Cent.
I'm gonna do that right now.
He fucks with people all the time, dog. Like, so like he'll have like, because like he's like very deep, and so he runs. I think he did the show Power, right? He has like he does so much in the entertainment industry now. Like, he's just doing well, right? He has liquor companies, all this stuff. If he has beef with like some fucking CEO or some like whoever at the liquor company, he'll like post them and say, "Hey, yo, give me my money." It's just so fucking funny, dog. And it's like, we don't know who these people are, right? But like, he's like, "Yo, tell him I'll run my shit," and then he'll like win like some like $1 million or $500,000, which is like a lot of money, but like to 50, it's not. But it's just so petty that he'll post them and be like, "That's right, run me my money. Tell him it's time to pay me my money." And it's just like he's so relentless with this shit that it's beyond entertaining. But like I love 50, but he's a tyrant, dog. He's an absolute tyrant.
Yeah, I love this. I love it. Just earlier today, he posted a picture of him drinking at a bar, like a professional photo shoot. And he says, Diddy's boyfriend called me a sellout. He is correct. I'm selling out Branson Cognac. Drink responsibly. And they tagged the cognac company.
I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you, he that petty. Bro, he was beefing with Rick Ross at one point, right? And I don't think he got the best of Rick Ross like he did everybody else he beefed with. But he's how petty he is. This was like back in the early internet days. 50 Cent was an innovator. He had thisis50.com. Like that was like rivaling with like YouTube and stuff like that as like a content-driven business, right? But so it's how petty he is. He was beefing with Rick Ross. He flew Rick Ross's baby mother out to New York and took her shopping and videoed the whole shit. It's just like that level of petty is just like I can't relate to that level of petty of being that harnessed in on your beef where you just like, I want to ruin everything. It's just hilarious, man.
In 2018, 50 purchased 200 front row tickets to a Ja Rule concert in Vegas just to leave them empty and make Ja look bad.
That
See what I'm
rocks.
saying? See what I'm saying? Like, dog, just a tyrant, dog. A tyrant.
I love that. Both 50 and Ja have acknowledged that the feud's going to go on forever, or at least until one of them dies. Yeah, I respect that.
And it's not really anything like Ja Rule didn't really he didn't really do anything to 50 really like that, dog. It was just like you was running with cats that 50 didn't fuck with. And you refused to like denounce them.
It was that, but in 99, Ja got robbed of his chain at gunpoint in Queens. He was filming a music video, and it was done by a friend of 50 Cent's. And 50 said, a friend of mine robbed Ja Rule. That's how the beef originally started. My man robbed him for a chain, and then this guy named Brown came and got the chain back for Ja. Later, Ja saw me in a club with the kid who robbed him. I went over to say what's up to Ja, and he acted like he had a problem with me, but I'm not the one who robbed him.
That's what I'm saying. So,
all right, reasonably, from a reasonable standpoint, if somebody like robbed me, and then I saw them later, the person that robbed me, hanging out with somebody that I thought was at least,
responsible,
friendly with that person. So if I'm like friends with a person, and then you're hanging out with the guy that stole my shit, I'm probably going to say, "Fuck you! You're friends with the guy that stole this stuff from me." And then 50 was like, "But it wasn't me, so fuck Ja forever."
That's what I'm saying. You're reasonable in that aspect, but then once we both have successful careers, that's a conversation, right? But no, 50 says the last 25 years, I'm going to ruin your life. That's what he does, dog. He just constantly fucks with Ja Rule, dog.
I love that. Good for them. Ice Cube and NW. Yeah, Billy?
I got a soft spot for Eminem beefs.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? Every time we bring up Eminem beefs, like you jump in like
no, because
handler.
But that's like the only sort of beefs I could keep track of. You know what I'm saying? Because it like didn't require deep hip hop knowledge.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Because it was just like Eminem's beefing with Will Smith. Eminem's beefing with like MGK. Like there wasn't as much like undercurrent. Like they're all pretty straightforward to follow for the the two Americas. So and he has some good songs. I don't know, like Nail in the Coffin.
Fire.
Like, Nail in the Coffin is insane. Like I used to.
You know why he made Nail in the Coffin?
How come?
Wait, that was the Benzino diss, right? So yeah. I'm thinking of Go to Sleep. Go to Sleep.
Oh, that one also is insane.
So the reason why he made Go to Sleep was, hey, listen, I think Eminem's better than Ja Rule, and I think he won the battle. But Ja Rule may have had one of the coldest lines in that entire battle, dog. He said, and tell me if this ain't a fire line. He said, yo, M, you say your mother's a crackhead, your girl is a known slut, so what's Haley gonna be when she grows up? It's harsh. It's harsh. That's rap beef. That's rap beef, though. You know, it is what it is. You got to separate your morality from rap beef. That's a cold ass line. But that's what made Eminem flip.
The Eminem MGK beef started in 2012, though, originally, when MGK tweeted out about Eminem's then 16-year-old daughter, Haley.
What did he say?
Okay, so I just saw a picture of Eminem's daughter, and I have to say, she is hot as fuck in the most respectful way possible because M is king. He did say in the most respectful way possible. MGK at the time was 21. Probably not a good idea to tweet that out about a 15-year-old.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
She was Jesus. How
Yeah.
old is she now?
How old was she?
She was 15. He was either 20 or 21.
Yeah, you
And
bugging, bro.
he's-
What?
Dude, that's like college. Kid comes back from college, starts creeping on high school girls. That's like
Yeah, like
classic weirdo.
A kid that's like a sophomore in college.
Yeah.
Or sorry, a junior or a senior. He said pictures of Haley came out, and I'm like 20, 21 at the time. I said, she's beautiful, but all respect due. Eminem is king. What's wrong with that? Is there a 15-year age gap where I'm a creep for that? I was 21. Certain people took it and ran with it and hyped it up. Certain people won't even listen or review my album. Certain places you won't even hear Machine Gun Kelly on. I actually didn't know that he did that. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. If I was Eminem, I would probably hate him too.
That shit wild, bro. Like,
in the most respectful way possible.
I don't even understand that mind frame. Like, even if that's how you feel, why do you feel like it's okay to say that shit publicly?
Yeah, he
like,
tweeted that.
Yeah, he tweeted it.
What do you gain from tweeting that?
I don't know.
Yeah, like, just crazy.
He thought Eminem would be like, appreciate that.
Sick.
All right.
Oh man, hey, Haley, come check this out, man. MGK thinks you're beautiful. This is amazing.
Maybe he was hoping that Eminem would be like, I respect that, MGK. Thank you for the shout out. I'm gonna do everything I can to help your career now.
Well, wait.
Let's collab.
Did Michael Jackson do that?
I don't
Did
think
he
Michael Jackson
marry-
ever had Twitter.
No, didn't Michael Jackson marry Elvis's daughter?
He did marry Elvis's daughter, yes.
Like in a weird wait.
She was not underage, blood.
Wait,
Right,
really?
right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Lisa
it was
Marie
like the
Presley.
king of pop marries the king of rock. The
She's
princess
not
of rock.
Yeah, I was saying she's not the king of rock.
Yeah.
She was not underage though.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're Eminem, I mean, I feel like you just MGK like just throwing beef at Haley makes Eminem go off and go after you.
He did take an L though in one of his rap beefs. Eminem,
Against who?
Mariah Carey.
No.
Dog walked his ass.
The warning.
Dog
the
walked
warning,
his ass.
dude.
Oh, okay, I'm a big M fan. She dog walked his ass,
The
bro.
warning was crazy, and he played her voicemail in the middle of a
I heard it.
American music. That's crazy.
Why you so obsessed with me? Finally found a girl that you couldn't impress. You crazy. She dog walked him. Dog walked him.
Did he
Matter
come
of fact,
back?
Yeah.
Honorable mention. Yeah, I think that's when the warning came.
The warning was insane.
That might be honorable mention. Maybe number 6 top diss record of all time, dog. Obsessed by Mariah Carey. Cold. Shout out to her. Hope she's
It's hard to
doing well.
come back from that if you're a guy. Like, make a diss track about a woman.
You're delusional. You're delusional. Boy, you losing your mind. I'm going to bump that real quick. Hold on.
What about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj?
I don't know anything about that one. I was probably tapped out. What happened with them?
It's more Nicki and Megan the Stallion.
That's the big one now.
Yeah.
So Cardi B and Nicki, they were at Harper's New York Fashion Week party in 2018, and that's when Cardi threw a shoe at Nicki. That's what.
Oh,
people
it was
talk
like
about.
real. They got into it.
Threw a shoe. Yeah, it was a rivalry. Neither admitted that it existed at the time. They would appear on songs together, but they couldn't shake the rumors of bad blood beneath the surface. Cardi took subtle shots at Nicki on her verse on Migos Motorsport, then denied any bad blood in interviews. Nicki said she was hurt by the comment, but insisted the dispute was a media creation. Since the shoe throwing made the beef impossible to deny, the two don't bother hiding it, whether that means trading insults and radio appearances or just leveling nasty Instagram videos at one another. So I would like to see that make a comeback. I would like to see them get mean with each other. But yeah, throwing your shoe at somebody. That's pretty great. Pretty great stuff from Cardi. I imagine it was probably a pretty pointy shoe too. Stiletto or something like that.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm jamming that Obsessed right now.
Yeah.
Yo. This shit get me hype. I ain't gonna lie, dog. This shit hard.
What about?
I'm a little biased. I have a thing with Mariah Carey that will never go away.
I mean, she's awesome.
It was one of my first loves, honestly.
What about Tekashi 6ix9ine, Chief Keef?
That was funny as hell, dog. Tekashi 6ix9ine is a character, bro.
He's a troll.
Yeah, he's a troll, and that's what they figured out. Like everybody, because I believe Chief Keef from O Block, is he not?
I'm not
I
sure.
believe that's correct.
Yeah, but I think he's from O Block, and so I think he came to O Block and posted that he went to O Block. He's like, "Where everybody at?" But it was like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Or like, and so like the internet got to detect it, and it was like, it's just goofy. Like, and so that's what like I remember like vaguely looking into that, and like all them boys was like, "Man, he just a character, man. We don't pay him no mind."
Yeah, so he went to Chicago, gave out food to the homeless, claiming these other Chicago rappers don't give back. And then, yeah, he pulled up on O Block. Keef and his associates made a big public showing of trying to track down Tekashi. Meanwhile, Tekashi posts on social media about taking one of Keef's baby moms out on a shopping spree. The mother of another one of Keef's kids revealed that Tekashi made a similar offer to her. While all this went on, the NYPD was investigating whether Tekashi had any involvement with the shooting that took place in New York, where Chief Keef was shot outside the W Hotel in Times Square. And then the following year, Tekashi testified in court. He ordered the hit on Keef and promised a $20,000 payment to the gunman. Is he still in jail?
No, he got out. He snitched. That's what everybody like when he came out.
That's right, yeah.
That's also funny too, is to hear people defend him. So like in that life, if you participate in crime and you dime the people you did it out with, like that's a snitch, right? And so the way he rationalized it in his head, he's like, well, the gang I was doing stuff with, they all ended up sleeping with my girl and they were stealing from me and shit like that. And so he was like, why would I protect them? And so he's like, I had to save my life. But all it is like, you did some stupid, silly sucker shit and you knew you was going to get time. So you dived them out. It is what it is.
You cannot go to jail for admitting that you ordered someone to get murdered.
I guess.
No, so what it was they had a RICO case against his gang. Well, they were a gang. He joined them later on, like, but so they had a RICO case against them. I think they're the 9 Trey Bloods. They had a RICO case against them, and anytime in a RICO case, they'll do that. They'll say, okay, we know you were a low level player. If you give us the top players, we'll cut you. We'll cut your time.
Yeah, I know that. I just figured for something that severe that you couldn't, like, did he go to jail at all? I don't think he did.
Yeah, he did. He did. It was
he
like,
did?
It was like for like 2 years, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Still,
Was it
though.
like 1 or
But yeah,
2,
if they're trying to catch like the big fish out there,
Yeah.
and they have a witness, I don't know how he would be looked at as a credible witness though.
Why
Like,
not?
There's a lot of holes with Tekashi 6ix9ine. Like
the thing is though, like
troll,
with
he's
RICO
got
cases,
6ix9ine tattooed on his face.
Okay, but like he was involved in that stuff. Like I'm sure they had to verify somehow that.
That's
he
what I'm
said
saying.
was
Like with
true.
RICO cases, you have by the time the feds get involved, you have multiple sources and multiple witnesses that can corroborate what people are saying. Phone taps, wiretaps, transactions, what is that called? Triangulation of your cell phones of when crimes were committed, all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
By the
What do
time
you
the
know
feds
about?
involved.
What do you know about Ice Cube and NWA?
Cube and NWA. So, from my understanding, Cube. So, and it's crazy when you think about Cube, because if you think about Cube now, he's the creator of the Big Three. He did like all these family movies. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Like this man was one of the most hated men in America in the early 90s. But he was one of the most talented artists of all time, in my opinion, like writers anyway. Just a talented writer. He wrote everybody's raps in that group, maybe except for, no, I think he did write Dre's too. Maybe DLC, maybe he didn't write DLCs, but everybody, Easy-E, Dr. Dre, he wrote all them raps. And I think he realized that their manager, Fran Diego, was kind of fucking him over. This is from, loosely knowledge. I haven't read on it in a while, but he realized they were getting fucked over. and he wanted out, and he was like pressing them. They wouldn't let him out, and finally, he wrote a diss track against all of them because everybody was kind of like, he felt like everybody was corroborating against him to get him out, and so he wrote a diss track called "No Vaseline," where he went at everybody. And it was probably, now if somebody tells me that's the best diss track of all time, you don't get an argument from me because I see the argument. That's a fire. He just goes at everybody, and it's classic.
What about Kanye and Taylor Swift? Is that a rap beef?
Nah, because she ain't never fired back at him, right?
Did she fire back? That's a good question for Madeline McKenzie.
Yeah.
I don't like your tilted stage, right?
Yeah, she's fired. I mean, not in a rap.
Wait, I don't think he never made a track about it. He'll like,
I made that bitch famous.
I made that bitch famous, yeah.
but I don't think that was like a diss on her.
You don't think so?
Nah.
Well, and there was also the VMAs, which was.
But I'm talking about like on wax. That's the only time I
made that bitch famous is like the main.
Can't leave out the other line though. To all my South Side niggas that know me best, I still feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. It's like an old, but also, you know what I'm saying? You can't leave the old, you know what I'm saying?
I still don't, I mean, she didn't take to it well. And then there was also, not in a song, obviously, but like there's the phone call that got fabricated. So she has made songs about him and also Kim.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. I wouldn't categorize it as beef. Right now, they still in the subbing stages. So like,
I would, yeah, it's like, it's not like she's ever like called him out directly.
If Travis Kelce ran into Taylor Swift, or excuse me, if Travis Kelce ever ran into Kanye West on the street, do you think he'd punch him?
No.
Nah.
I don't think he would just like
bad boyfriend.
If I'm Travis Kelce, I'm like, listen, babe, I'm gonna sit her down, but listen, babe, I don't really even fuck with Kanye like that as a human, but like
Graduation.
Apparently, I mean, every now and then I'm gonna listen to like Graduation. I'm gonna do it. You're gonna hear it from it is what it is. Like if you get mad, but it is what that's Kanye. Come on, babe.
Life of Pablo, besides that one song.
Yeah. I mean, even that song is kind of the beat, you gotta admit, Taylor, the beat go. It's Swiss beat. You shit hard. It is what it is.
Yeah, do you think they're ever riding in the car together and they got Spotify on? And like Kanye pops up and he has to like real subtly change the song.
Like you gotta change the song. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Gold Digger come on or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody knows and loves that song. You gotta change it. Power. You know what I'm saying? I gotta change the song. Come on. I know he's a Nazi now, but come on.
Yeah, that's the other like I don't know how that works. I feel like he just plays Spotify playlists that don't have Kanye on them.
It's tough.
So if you date Taylor Swift, you have to live a life without Kanye.
Probably.
I don't know that I could do that.
Would you make that trade?
Could I?
Yeah.
Arian wouldn't date Taylor
Nah,
Swift.
I got too much bread. Like,
She's
I'm not gonna jeopardize
so much more.
And he has
jeopardize my.
You got a crumb.
There's nothing that Taylor Swift can do that I cannot do. There's nothing.
That's not true.
Let's break it down. Hold on. I have my financial. Listen, my financial advisor broke this down to me years ago, and it makes perfect sense. Okay, so if you're a billionaire, there's nothing that you can do that I cannot do, right? And this is why people go broke. Okay, if Taylor Swift wants to buy a plane and go somewhere, a private plane, a private jet, she can do that. I can get a private plane and go wherever I want to go. I could do what I want to do. I can move how I want to move. She can do it to a certain level and a certain extent, but there's nothing that she can do that I can't do. That's going to change my life is the basis. So the reason why he tells his clients that is because he says, you don't have to buy a boat. You can rent a boat. You don't have to buy a plane. You can rent a plane. You don't have to do all these things that will exponentially decrease your net worth, but won't change your lifestyle and won't change your mood in any way. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but you might have to wait a couple hours to get that plane to show up. The plane's ready to go on the tarmac. When
yeah. She got a couple hours on me. I'll take.
She could buy a sports team.
Yeah, good point, Big T.
I have no interest in doing it. Actually, yeah, you're right. I can't buy a sports team, but maybe not to the extent, But I can buy some shares.
Do you think there's ever been a time where Travis has had a Kanye song on, jammed out to it, and then afterwards he has to be like, "Oh, I didn't even know that was Kanye. I've just always liked that song, just because he wanted to let it ride."
Yeah, probably.
Oh, you know what it is, but I just couldn't imagine. I mean, how many? I guess it's a me thing though. Like, how many playlists of y'all's is Kanye on? He's on a lot of mine.
I don't really
Couple.
I don't really have too many curated playlists. I go through the like daily mix that Spotify sends me.
Mhm.
And so I think
crazy.
6 of those, and they're
Oh,
all
really?
different genres.
You don't
yeah.
curate your own shit?
Not
I have
really.
some stuff from high school and middle school with tons of Kanye on it.
Same, yeah.
Blood on the Leaves
Yeah,
is like an insane workout song.
I know it's past visiting hours, but can I please give her these flowers? I can't give that up. He was a Nazi, and I said, no, you're still in my life for the season that you were saying. You're still going to
Yeah.
be in my life forever.
Yeah, you made family
Yeah, I know.
business.
Oh, dude, Watch the Throne, bro. Watch the Throne was insane.
Yeah.
Ham.
Yeah. Those guys in Paris.
When they were in Paris that one time, that was really cool.
I think Ham was better than that song.
I don't know, man. You also think Dak Prescott is top 5 quarterback?
Mhm.
I think statistically,
Russell
he's-
Wilson, he said.
Okay, no, I said there's an argument for Russell Wilson around 5. You
You
guys
were the
always
one
twist
making
my
the
words.
argument.
You
No.
guys always twist my words. I said, look, we're getting down to like 5.
Hey,
like,
brother, you're about to be a
4 or 5.
congressman. You need to learn how to taper your anger, brother.
Yeah, but wait,
no,
Billy,
because I don't have to be
Billy,
one right
there,
now. I can just
there
get
is
mad
no,
at you guys.
no. I stand by my take that there is no argument.
Yeah.
There does not exist an argument in the world for Russell Wilson to be the 5th best quarterback in the NFL right now. 6 years ago, yeah, sure.
No, I'm just saying, like with his like it depends on how you rate the quarterback, and that's why I was looking at all those variables because he has a Super Bowl. That's big in the ranking of quarterback. Like how good they were.
Yeah, no, he was awesome 6 years
Were.
ago. I put Russell Wilson in my top 10, potentially top 10 all time list, like 4 years ago, before he fell off a cliff because the Seahawks were so good and it looked like that they were going to win another Super Bowl.
You got
So
Russell
you
Wilson in
agree
your
with
top
me?
10, girl?
So you agree with me when I say there's an argument for Russell Wilson?
No, not
No.
right now. No, I do not.
But when we were thinking about, like, you're saying who are the top 5 now? So I'm thinking historic. Like I'm thinking,
Come
okay,
on, brother.
in the league, 5 best of all time currently. Like, okay, there's like, well, he won a Super Bowl, so he can go deep in the playoffs.
5 best of all time currently. I think you changed the goalpost.
No, but like you just asked me for our top 5. Like, so
Nah, it's cool. You said he's top 5. I mean, he's in your top 10 all time.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Oh,
Definitely not.
okay. I thought I heard that.
But if you go back,
if you were held to my standards, you literally just said that you didn't say what you just said.
Billy,
Which
he
is so
can't be
annoying.
held to your standards.
No.
He said
because
several years
who-
ago
I
he
said
would
lied
have
just said
all the
potentially.
time.
There
I
would be an
Billy,
argument.
What have I ever lied about? What have I lied
What
about?
have I ever lied about?
Say it. Say
Now
it.
let's
Lay it
just-
out right
say it.
now. Say it.
wait,
How about
Billy,
this?
Billy.
Name one time because I'm gonna get hit with this because I'm trying to do something here. But name one. Just give me a solid, concrete time where I said something and like had done something totally other that
The
isn't just
Francis thing.
the what?
The Francis thing.
Francis.
Francis.
We're not going to revisit that entire word for word conversation.
Okay.
But Billy, I very clearly said that I think 4 years ago, I believe it was 4 years ago, when I was going through my list of all-time guys, I said when Russell Wilson, he's won a Super Bowl, he's a beast, it looks like he's going to win more, I would put him at number 10 if his career is projecting the exact same way that it is.
Okay. Well, you didn't say projecting as it is, like, that's a big distinction.
That's just you not listening.
No, he didn't say that before. He never said projecting as it was.
I didn't say
now.
I didn't say those words, but I said like the way that his career was trending would make him in my top 10.
So, but you didn't say those words. So under what we've been making out is truth and lie. You're a liar because you
No.
didn't say those words.
I said it looks like he's going to win
It's just
more.
annoying. It's just
I
annoying.
did
There's
say
people
that.
out there who understand what I'm saying. We can move
Yes. And they're also incorrect.
No.
They're lying.
on. Ugh.
So, yeah.
You know what, Billy? You know what would help you in your life exponentially? This very simple phrase that is a freeing phrase. Would you like to hear what it is?
Is it I'm wrong?
It don't even got to be that hard. You know, if you know, it could be like, my bad, I misunderstood. it doesn't absolve you. I mean, it does. It absolves you of like wrongdoing, but also doesn't implicate you in trying to change things, right? It just says,
But I
you know
wasn't.
what? I misunderstood what you said.
I am misunderstood. I'm misunderstood a lot. It's
Hey, yo, that's fucking hilarious, yo. Like I said, you are a funny motherfucker, Billy. And
okay.
I personally
Okay.
enjoy you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Aaron, you had any other
Anyway.
rap beefs you want to talk about?
Shit, there's a bunch, bro. Oh, you could go to the Drake Pusher one.
Yeah.
So the Drake Pusher one was interesting. They had been
Did Drake
again,
get pissed on?
what?
Wasn't that part of the beef that they talked about Drake getting pissed on in a movie theater?
Don't know of that, man.
Let me pull it up.
Drake got peed on in the movie theater. I
Ti
find that hard to
confirms
believe.
long-standing rumor that
Did
his
Drake
friend
get peed on by T.I. associate? T.I. on his late friend urinating on Drake. It was the wildest thing I've ever seen.
Come on, where's this from, bro?
I'm looking on Complex right now.
It's real.
So
Meek
Cap
Mill, I wasn't lying. Drake really did get peed on.
So Cap was a friend of T.I.'s. He got killed in prison, but they shared a memory, including the time that Cap allegedly urinated on Drake during an event in Los Angeles. Well, I'm fighting my own somehow. You got home, T.I. raps. So drunk in L.A., end up pissing on Drake. Shit, fuck it. That's still my brother since he back in the trap house. That doesn't really rhyme, but he said he got so drunk in L.A. that he ended up pissing on Drake.
T.I. or his homeboy?
T.I.'s homeboy.
How did that situation happen? I got to look into that. I'm gonna write that down to research later.
So in 2015, Drake's then foe Meek Mill released a diss track called "Wanna Know." He rapped, "You let Tip Homie piss on you in a movie theater, friend." That's not the word. "We ain't forget, real friends back in style. This shit is lit. This that Ja Rule shit and 50 Cent."
Yo, that's flabbergasting.
Yeah,
Did Drake ever like deny that shit? I mean,
I don't know.
Drake denies allegations of urination.
Let's see. Shortly after the track was released, sources told TMZ the incident occurred during a private screening of Takers in 2010. Insiders claim Cap was highly intoxicated and began urinating on himself, with some pee unintentionally getting on Drake. The Toronto rapper reportedly got up from his seat 30 minutes into the movie, shouted "motherfucker" and left. I guess that's he got pee on him, but I don't know if that's called.
Yeah, no, that's totally different than a dude standing over you on some disrespectful, like, you know what I mean? That's different.
Yeah, but he got pee on him.
Got you. Weird
All right,
story.
So what else with Drake and Meek?
I don't know how the Drake and Meek stuff started, but Drake definitely won that battle, and that was disappointing for the streets, man, because Meek Mill came from like the battle rap era. You know what I mean? And he was like on tour, I think with Nicki at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Which ironically Drake is on tour right now because of the Kendrick diss drop. But like Drake, I think originally released Charged Up, the song Charged Up, and it didn't hit like that. And then like 3 or 4 days later, he released Back to Back, and that one is a classic diss track for sure.
I have a theory about that. I feel like Meek was paid off not to respond, or they leaked the
he
stuff.
did respond.
No, but after Back to Back,
yeah, it was
lame.
Yeah.
I almost feel like they had like Drake was gonna be like, I will talk about the Diddy stuff if like now retroactively, because at the time I remember like, why hasn't he responded? Like he's like, this is terrible. Like when is he gonna throw out an I'm a boss type, like going hard on the track, just destroy Drake? And he never did. But now looking back, now he's implicating this P. Diddy stuff. They may have had a lot of blackmail on him.
Could be. I don't know. I just know that his diss track to Drake was not up to par. And they Yeah, that was just not a good battle for Meek and Drake. Drake came out victorious. Now, when it came to Pusha T and Drake, I'm unsure how that beef started, but they were subbing each other back and forth, and then Drake released Duppy Freestyle, where he goes straight at him, and he has a couple of Kanye lines for Kanye too. And then Pusha T releases the story of Adidon, and that was like one of the bigger diss tracks of all time, in my opinion, too, because it like some people are like, "Yo, it made Drake be a good dad," because like on that shit, he revealed that Drake had a son to the world, so that shock value thing, Drake had no chance to win that battle anymore, because the shock value of like, oh shit, Drake got a son, he kind of like told everybody like who she was, what she used to do. Then he started talking about his producer 40. It was bad. It was very meticulous. It was very well researched, and Drake didn't respond. Now Drake said Jay Prince told him not to respond. He said, I had a track ready to go, and Jay Prince told me not to respond. I don't know how much I believe that shit. Jay Prince validated that as well. I still don't think I really believe that shit, but it was one of the better battles of all time.
Yeah, so Drake was accused of not writing his own material too.
Yeah.
So Mill said that Drake didn't write that verse on my album, referring to the track Rico off Dreams Worth More. And then he claimed that he would have removed the track from the album if he knew that was the case. But now they're friends.
Yeah, they're cool. I forgot about those allegations. Well, they weren't allegations, actually. So, you know, the running through the six with my woes, running through the six with my woes. That jump, Quentin Miller wrote the reference track for that. And this is like, and so the reference track resurfaced. And this is the fucked up part about that shit. Quentin Miller was just like a dude who was like working at a grocery store who had aspirations of being in the hip hop industry. So Quentin Miller helps Drake write a few tracks on If You're Reading This Is Too Late, which is arguably Drake's one of Drake's better albums. He gets into beef with Meek Mill. That shit resurfaces, and Drake got ghostwriting help. Meek Mill and Drake are beefing. Quentin Miller's they cut off ties with Quentin Miller because like we can't associate with you anymore because you know we got this big old thing going on. And Quentin Miller's like, y'all asked me to, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all reached out to me to help with the verses and the songs and the hooks. And so they cut him off. Meek Mill's he don't fuck with Quentin Miller. Drake don't fuck with Quentin Miller no more. So he just like got his shot kind of ruined by a stray bullet. And he's just like, I had nothing to do with me, dog. I was just chilling.
He did a good job.
Yeah, he did such a good job. It got him in hot water. That's fucked up.
That does suck. Justice for him.
Yeah. Hashtag justice for Quentin Miller, man.
Any other beefs we want to get into?
Speaking of ghostwriters, one of the best comments people leave is when they think PFT's ghostwriting something I wrote. That's pretty dope.
Which I do. I do that for Billy.
No.
I'm actually ghostwriting his entire appearance on Fox News tomorrow.
I'm about to say you ghostwriting his whole campaign. What you mean, okay?
No. My words are not for sale. They're mine and mine alone.
Yeah,
although
man.
for the right price.
Oh man.
All right, Billy, should we help prep you?
I gotta go get more signatures. It's the last night. So
Billy, would you care to respond? Would you care to respond to Rebecca Lobo and her disgusting insinuation that Albany, New York, is a boring town with nothing to do?
Who said that? Who is she?
Rebecca Lobo. She's one of the best women's basketball players of all time. She's a commentator on ESPN, and so she was announcing the LSU Iowa game the other night, and then I think it was the fourth quarter. It was like towards the end of the game. She just talked about, you know, what a great time it is to be here in Albany watching this game, even though there's absolutely nothing to do.
Look, I mean, I'll tell you, Albany is one of those cities that have really been forgotten and left behind by this country, by our government, and really, it was once a great industrial town, our nation's capital. one of the gems of the Hudson Valley region, northern Hudson Valley, and we've really let it down. It's one of those places that have been left down by our government, and
McKinsey's
we need
glowing
to
right
Yeah.
now.
bring
Tell
it
him,
back.
Billy.
What?
You just earned
we need-
McKinsey's vote.
I mean, no, seriously, there's
No,
so
I'm
many
just-
towns like Albany that have lacked growth, have lacked economic uh, success in recent years because they literally have been sold out by our government through a lot of legislation that has impacted places like Albany, and it's terrible.
That's well said, future hopeful Congressman Carter, Mr. Carter. I also have a question, man. The woke liberal agenda that's kind of running rampant in today's
Speak on it.
society. I kind of want you to speak on that and how you plan to counteract wokeness at its core, because it's just infecting every part of our society. I mean, you talk about make America great again. Let's get back to where it wasn't so woke. I mean, could you speak on the wokeness and how it's been affecting us?
Smartest thing you've ever said on this show.
Honestly, we just need to get back to common sense. We're making a bunch of decisions that they're taking in factors that have nothing to do with the actual task at hand. And we got to get back to dealing with tasks binarily and trying to figure out what exactly is going on, where will be the impacts of the legislation that's passed, and sort of just get back to what made America work, what made this the best country in the world, which is common sense, hard work, and American spirit. And that is what brought us
Common sense. I am totally on board with you, future Congressman. Common sense, like there are only two genders, right? Where do you stand on the trans bathroom issue?
I think it really depends. If you're going to have you just can't make it public. If you're going to have all access bathrooms, make sure the stalls are individual. There's tons of places like this. We're just gonna have to change the construction of the bathroom. If places want to make it like that, if it is the traditional, communal men's bathroom, communal women's bathroom, I think you're just gonna have to restructure the bathrums if that's how we're gonna do it.
Last question for me, Mr. Carter, and I'll pass it to my colleague, Miss Big T. Could you answer this very simple question for me? What is a woman?
Great question, Arian.
Honestly, I'm like, let's be real here. If you want to do whatever people want to do in the privacy of their own homes that isn't impacting others, they can do. That's fine. That is part of the American dream. Be able to live free. And if you want to do that, that's up to you. But once your decisions start impacting people outside of you and your family, that's a problem. So if you want to live your life a certain way, you shouldn't expect everyone to fall in line with your belief system. I mean, look, there's a separation of church and state. There should be a separation of many ideologies in state.
Hey, Arian, could I follow up on your question?
Oh, please do.
Yeah. What is a woman? Didn't really answer that.
It's a woman is XX. You have two X chromosomes.
Okay.
That is a woman. That is honestly very easy. And honestly, like, it really just needs to be applied to sports. That's the one place where, your beliefs, where belief systems can become dangerous to others. And the science is out there regarding how, the differences between men's athletic performance and women's athletic performance. I think that is a place where, the gender rules have to be enforced. Honestly, if you're minding your own business and you're passing as a woman and you pass as a woman and get in and out of wherever you are and are able to pass throughout that time and no one's, shocked by your actions, then God bless you. But if you're literally inserting yourself in an athletic event and undermining the life work of many female athletes, that's totally different.
That's what's up.
Back to actual question for you, not the potential congressman. Do you know what they're gonna talk to you about on Fox?
I'm prepping right now. I have no idea. It literally, I might be walking into who knows, but we'll roll with the punches and we'll give the best answers we can.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be softballs.
You think so?
I think they're gonna be like, "What inspired you to run for
Yeah.
Congress?"
Yeah, they ain't gonna go hard. on
Yeah,
you.
what
Like,
did
why would they?
inspire you?
You haven't really done anything controversial. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, this can be a sounding board. I don't know if you've been listening to what we've been saying the whole episode, brother. But blood sells. If you go at one of these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Go at
Gym
one of your
toes.
potential running mates. This
No,
could
no.
be that's
Honestly,
how you
at this
sell.
point,
Nobody knows who you is right now. Get it
Yeah, but
popping.
no
Be
one
like, yo,
I'm not selling a fight. I'm trying to get elected to Congress.
crazy. You ain't watching politics.
Elections
the last
are fights.
10 years, bro.
No, they're
Imagine
not.
congressmen fighting in Rough and Rowdy.
Well, I
That
am
would
bringing.
sell.
I'm challenging if I do get into Congress. I'm challenging other members of Congress to fights in Rough and Rowdy. Like that is going to happen. If someone actually gets to the point where it's like you need to be cut down, we can do that.
Fight me.
Billy versus George Santos.
Mm-hmm.
Rough and Rowdy.
He's so out of the picture nowadays, guys. Like the amount of people who I have zero opinion on George Santos. He's completely irrelevant to the
That's
whole.
what you need to say. That's what you need to say shit
Yeah.
like that. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
just like yo, like he didn't do our district justice. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's
Yeah.
irrelevant. The voters made that choice. I didn't make that choice. And I'm trying to get the attention of these voters. And my running mate X, this guy's a fucking sleazeball.
Well,
Shit like that. And you say stuff like that. Right?
Tom Swazi, the incumbent, is got some insider trading up there like Nancy Pelosi. I
Bro,
have
you
to
call
say.
that shit out?
No,
Hey,
like seriously.
Billy, I have a question for you. Name one Republican policy that you support and one Democratic policy that you support.
great question.
When you're talking policy, are talking about specific bills or just issues?
Issues.
All right. Well, I believe in the Democratic policy of raising SALT deductions, which is much more of a blue state belief and something a lot of Democrats sponsor. And I support probably more border policy on the Republican side, basically securing the border. And that's probably. Do you want me to cite specific bills
that's
that they
fine.
have?
That's fine. What about so you talked a lot about towns that have been forgotten, towns that have gone by the wayside. What do you think Congress can do to improve the plight of blue collar manufacturing, small towns that seem to have been decimated over the last 10, 20 years by jobs leaving and things like the opioid crisis?
Well, number one, they can make sure that we have a sustainable domestic supply chain. If you look at a lot of the stuff we're building in this country, and we saw tons of the impact over the pandemic, our domestic supply chain is completely dependent on foreign resources. So like we can't build our own batteries. Like we can't. For stuff like, for military technology, we don't have domestic sources of lithium. Like we just don't. And much of it has to do with a lot of the processes that we use to extract lithium, and we need to find domestic solutions to provide a domestic supply chain. On the opioid crisis, we need to start taking control of the border because it's literal fentanyl. Look, the cartel controls everyone who goes over the border. Every single person goes over the border. In a lot of the ways they pay for that safe passage over the border from the cartels is bringing in contraband, and tons of that contraband has fentanyl in it, and fentanyl has been killing more Americans, I think, out of any way of death. I think overdoses has surpassed car crashes and even maybe cardiovascular death. So I mean, we need to make action because it's been ravaging our nation and it's gotten way worse since the pandemic. So if they can secure the border, get control of it, make sure we don't have this unrestricted flow of people into our country from also the northern border. There's also individuals flying from Mexico to Canada and crossing in places like Vermont. If we secure it everywhere and just ensure that this flow of fentanyl, a lot of it which is being produced in China, is not flowing into our country, we may be able to save millions and millions of lives. just from ensuring that the steady flow of drugs doesn't go over the board. And also, you know what else they can do? Legalize Ibogaine. That's a huge treatment that's used all across the world for opioid addiction that is illegal in the United States. For probably the only reason is just because of how some of our drug laws are structured, but it is shown to have huge improvements to people who are addicted to opioids in their withdrawals and curbing their addictions.
How can
for
we
lack of a better
improve
term.
healthcare costs in the United States?
Well, we need to, number one, we need to ensure that we have widespread coverage. We need to deal with big pharma. Holding big pharma accountable is one of my main talking points. They've geared all of their, to put it bluntly, they're more concerned with profits than actually helping people. And we need to ensure that they're not hiking up costs. We need to ensure that prescription medications are being reasonably priced. And yeah, that is going to be, we're going to have to maybe do some trust busting in that way and take control of some of these large institutions, large corporations that are abusing the system, abusing the insurance system, upcharging where they can, whenever they can, and take serious action. And with that, we're not going to touch anyone's pre-existing insurance, but we just got to make sure that this system works for everybody and everybody gets affordable, available care. And I have a 5-pronged solution. I'm going to be reviewing it tonight, and I can give you a better
5 prongs.
plan. It's a 5-pronged solution. I've been, working on, and hopefully we'll be able to.
Give me
5
prong.
prongs.
Give me 1 prong.
Expanding coverage.
Okay.
That's one.
Are you expanding Medicare?
1 second. This is one of those things, guys, where I want to give good answers, and I didn't know we'd be.
No, I just wanted 1 prong. I didn't ask you for all prongs.
Okay. So we need to ensure coverage and access. I want to make sure every American has coverage. I want to ensure real access to actual medical service for all. We need to protect the vulnerable and seniors. We need a functional safety net. Make sure that Medicaid delivers quality care and stand firm against any cuts to Medicare, protecting our seniors especially. And we need to promote healthy lifestyles. We're legitimately promoting unhealthy lifestyles. There was an article that was talking about how fitness and strength training is fascist. If we had more individuals strength training, we'd have less incidences of osteoporosis, less instances of, broken bones and older individuals breaking down over time, just from a orthopedic sense. We got to address environmental concerns and health. I mean, much of the stuff in our environment is causing health issues.
You're talking about Play 60. Commissioner Goodell had a great idea that was ahead of his time. America needs to play 60.
Pass and kick, head ass.
Yeah. You remember when Michelle Obama put out her guidelines for recommended school lunches, and people were like, "This is Germany 1939 all over again."
That was the worst thing that happened under Obama, for sure.
It was I don't remember this.
It was like school lunch. It was like eat a healthy school lunch.
It sucked.
It was bad.
Last two prongs to my 5-prong approach. We just need more innovation. We need to cut red tape so that medical, revolutionary medical care can get approved.
Wait. But I'm going to push back on this because somebody will push back on this. I'm going to prep you, okay?
Thank you.
I'm doing this because I love you.
I know.
If we cut red tape, wouldn't that just lead to the medical companies pushing through things that are unsafe and making money on it, like
the vaccine?
The opioid I was going to say opioid crisis. Isn't that how we got into the opioid crisis to begin with? I'm
talking about people, especially who have terminal illness, being allowed access to revolutionary care.
Got it. Okay.
So they should have the option. There should be certain situations that if there is a they're dealing with an illness or end of life care, that they're able to take whatever experimental treatment they want without being part of the placebo group, because people have the right to do whatever they want, in those types of situations. And then last one, mental health.
Including medical euthanasia.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in those situations. In mental health, we actually need to take revolutionary steps to solve a lot of the mental health crisis. We literally have tons of data supporting, psychedelics, ketamine, these very, somewhat far out types of therapies helping people with depression, anxiety. I mean, everybody my age, 25-year-olds, like younger, we're literally in a mental health crisis, and our treatment is archaic. And it's just so big pharma can have constant consumers who are consuming pills every day because that is the best profit scenario for them. We need actual treatments with lasting effects and lasting results.
You know what a good talking point would be? If you took Arian / Ready Player One's idea and you're just like 1 day a week, no internet. Or internet for like navigation, but no.
No, because that hurts your hypothalamus. Navigation, not having navigatory skills and using that muscle, and I always talk about this, impacts your mental health.
So no internet for 1 day. That would be good.
We can figure it out.
Digital cleanse. All right.
So that was my 5-prong approach.
You're sounding more like a congressperson, which scares me.
Yeah.
Well,
you're a wild boy for this one, man.
Look, I just honestly, you want to try different things in your life, and I just want to make a difference because, and plus the biggest thing is the housing crisis.
Last question for Fox and Friends.
Yep.
Are you going to support former President Donald Trump in this election?
Look, I'm running on the Republican ticket. He's running on the Republican ticket. I think we all agree that we want to support anything to get the corpse in charge out of office.
It doesn't sound like a ringing endorsement.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about RFK?
I don't think RFK makes it to the election in November.
Like, they're going to kill him?
Look, crazier things have happened.
Yo.
Oh, say that on Fox News.
That's what got Tucker kicked off.
Okay, that was Rap Beefs. Looking forward to next week. Looking forward to Billy's appearance on Fox News. Billy, what time are you going to be there? It's 3 p.m. Eastern?
3 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern. I don't know when I'm going to be going on.
Okay. Well, good luck. Who's the host?
The host is Martha McCullum.
Okay. Are they going to ask you about Israel?
That would be crazy.
Oh, Arian, she's 60. Wonderful looking woman.
Ooh, yeah, there we go. Arian might become a regular viewer.
Fuck around.
All right. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Love you guys.